Okay, we're live now.
We are?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh,
We're home, everybody. We're finally back
Assuming-
home.
Assuming Twitch is working, we should be live.
we are fine.
We're fine. We're good.
Yeah, we are good.
People can
Depending
hear
on
our
those-
dulcet tones.
I hope so.
Oh, I hope so.
Oh, I can hear you, Goomba.
Oh.
We're here.
It's true.
Hello, everybody.
Hi,
Welcome to the
Connor.
Unexpectables.
Ah,
We're home. Finally.
Yeah.
We did it.
I also, Connor, can you tell everybody the greatest achievement we're achieving today that you told me earlier today?
Right. So, as you all, I'm sure, are aware, you can feel the energy crackling in the air with potential. This is episode 169 of the Unexpectables.
Nice.
And the date is currently Wednesday, June 9th. So it is 6-9 for us American calendar people.
Oh, double nice.
oh,
It is
boy.
169 on 6-9. So we're gonna have some interesting developments, I'm sure, because of that.
Funny Wahoo sex number.
But yeah.
Wahoo!
Well, before we get too lost in the sauce here, Gaijin Kuba, where can they find you?
Oh man, you've just been picking me first a lot lately. Anyway, if you find me at
Like
twitch.tv/Gaijin we just got done. Oh man. Oh, I just remembered. Tomorrow actually, the re-release of all of the old Xbox exclusive Ninja Gaidens come out. I think on
Ooh.
like
PC,
on like PC and Switch and all that. I'll be streaming that this weekend because inevitably I think I'm gonna be doing a Witch Ninja on that. Because fun fact, the Japanese Ninja Council, that's an actual thing, contacted me not too long ago and wanted me to help them promote their online program that they're kickstarting. They've actually got people in Kolka and Iga that are trying to set this up, and y'all gotta understand, that's kind of an amazing dream for me, considering
really
what it is
cool.
that I've done. So I'm gonna be working on that. But also, I've got not one but two more videos on Resident Evil Village coming out. This next one this weekend, should be this weekend, is going to be over Moreau and his weird ass Kappa sort of connections, because that has been confirmed by the devs. They just never said how. So I'm answering the question of how, and it's very odd. So if you're a fan of either, please check that out. Yeah, I've also been getting back into Final Fantasy 14 because all my friends are playing it, and that's been a heck of a hoot. And I might stream that a little bit later too.
Hold on. Not to take away though. Wasn't it just announced that FF14 has finally beaten WoW in overall
Yes.
subscriptions?
Yes, it
Yes,
Are you
it
telling me
has.
something killed WoW?
Something killed WoW, theoretically speaking.
WoW killed itself, but you know,
Yeah, you know.
splitting hairs at that point.
One last thing. And Taka, you're gonna be interested in this. I have found the cultural origin of all cat girls.
Oh,
I will be
damn it.
doing a video. I will
Well,
be
no.
doing a video on.
Can
I will
we-
be doing a
what-
video on that.
What do we have to do to seal it away?
It's too late, man. It's been around. It's been around. It got popularized in Edo, but I think it's been around since Heian. I'm not sure.
I legitimately, whenever I think about cat girls, I remember that clip of Vinny Vinesauce playing that novel or whatever. One day on a rainy day, someone left like a cat girl on
A
your
stray
doorstep,
cat
and
girl, and he just fucking loses his mind.
his jaw hinges and he inhales the entire planet's oxygen all at once, and it's pretty great.
Anyway,
That's good.
no, it's actually super interesting where it all came from. So I will be working on that for the my secondary channel, Guide Your Perspective. That might be later this month, maybe next month. I've been trying to play catch up with my mainline content, so expect those in the future.
Connor,
Excellent.
Connor, can you do me a favor, Connor?
Yeah.
I love Siggy, but can we please delete her baby girl from our... I'm clicking over and I
All
see
right,
it. And
all
I'm
right.
just, yeah, thank you. Sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Siggy.
We
Don't
love
like the
Siggy.
drawing.
I just, that's...
Anyway, Edward Bosco, where can I find you?
You can find me kicking ass and taking names over on twitch.tv/Edward Bosco and on Twitter @EdBoscoVA, which is also where I'm at on Instagram.
Yeehaw. Zito, where can I find you?
Oh god, restricting T, son of a bitch. Hi, you can find me over at Twitch.tv/Zito, where beyond the fact that I'm dying drinking a hot beverage, you can find me playing The Binding of Isaac for Twitch, which has gotten more and more fun because the chat giveth and the chat taketh away. So that's fun. There's actually a bunch of upcoming indie games that I was asked to showcase, but I can't talk about them just yet because embargoes. So that'll be cool in the future. Also, you'll catch me fucking catching hands in Knockout City because I'm now addicted to that game.
That game is so much fun.
Oh my fucking god, it is, dude.
It's battle. It's Blitzball. We finally have it.
Excellent.
Beyond that, the book's almost done. Aloysius' Guide to Social Acceptance is like a few bits of lore and one piece of artwork left before it is actually complete and I can put it out into the wild. And if you think that's gonna be the end of it, I got a whole, let's see, Yep, I got a whole list of 50 to 60 possible things that for a second book, but that's in the future because I have not yet begun to fight. I have all of 3.5's books, and it's gonna be fun trying to bring that kind of shit back into 5e. It's plausible, but I'm gonna wait till the first book does something.
Cool.
Egg salad. Takahata 101, where can they find you?
I can find me at twitch.tv/Takahata101. I'll be playing Yakuza Like a Dragon tomorrow. I unlocked the baby, the leader of that particular Yakuza clan. Speaking of, yeah, so odd enough, but yeah, no, Yakuza Like a Dragon, it's absolutely fantastic. I'm glad I jumped in with this one. It's more my speed. Ichiban is my god. God bless him. God bless that Ichiban. But I'll also be having the bar open at 6 o'clock at night, on PST on Friday, and that's, we'll see what's going on this weekend, but that's about it for me right now.
Wahoo.
Mm-hmm.
Monty, where can they find you?
Getting traumatized on my channel.
Oh.
Yeah, I explained all that before we started. You can find me at MontyGlue on Twitter. You can find me at twitch.tv/MontyGlue. It was my birthday last week. So thank you everybody for the birthday messages and the artwork. I still have to comment on some pieces that people were nice enough to draw for me. Thank you so much. I had a really great birthday. I spent it with a lot of friends. I went to a digital convention. I went to a furry convention with my friends. It was very, very interesting and very fun. I also did a birthday stream last week on Thursday, which was really, really great. And I'm really glad people got to join me for that as well. I wore my helmet for the first time long term, and I promptly broke the fan a minute before we started the stream. So I can't wear it again until I got too excited and I broke it. So
you reckless Wii remote man.
Yeah, I really did. So until I get some replacement fans, unfortunately, I can't do a face stream for at least a little bit. But in the meantime, Thursdays, due to some technical issues, we're probably going to just have a chill stream tomorrow, something just kind of relaxing. And then we're possibly going to start Wind Waker. Unfortunately, due to some issues, I can't play Majora's Mask. So we're going to probably jump Majora's Mask and go into Wind Waker. And then Sunday, you can catch me playing Resident Evil 8 with Bosco and other people if I'm not having a very relaxed time. We got through the Beneviento.
Oh, Donna, yeah.
Beneviento.
Beneviento, yeah. So we went through the Beneviento house. Fuck that house, and we're done. And so it's really fun. The game is very beautiful to look at and ugly as well. But it's really great. I love the Duke. He is my favorite character. I didn't expect to come out loving him so much. I really hope, again, no spoilers, I really hope he remains our friends till the end of the game. But it's really, really enjoyable. It's a great stream. Come check it out. Game's nice. And then that's it for me. I think that's it, yeah.
It's amazing how multi-talented he is, too.
I
I'll just say
love him.
that.
I love him so much. I love his line he has where he goes, "What are you buying?" No, sorry. Just something my friend used to say. Like, it's such a good line. Yeah, there's a reference to the shopkeep from RE4, which is great.
Do you think they have each other on Discord?
Probably.
Yeah, makes sense.
Probably on Indeed.
I'll buy that at a high price.
Ah, yes, it's been a while since I've talked to you last. How are you?
Well, Let me tell you something, stranger. Wipe sweat away.
2020's been a hell of a year, stranger.
Oh, yes.
You thought Spain was bad.
Anyway.
I just remember the voiceover from the first part of the game in Res 4. I will always remember
yes.
that. Oh, yeah.
Something that might interest you.
My right hand's going to take care of you. Her right hand comes off. Fucking lovely on Kennedy.
Yes.
Wisdom is a dump stat. All right, I'm sorry.
It's true. Other than that, they can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube.com/DistortionDevil. I stream Tuesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, playing some tabletop games with my buddies. Hey, Mr. Rabbit, Count Widget, and sometimes Probate shows up. We played the Digimon trading card game, and that it was very interesting. It's got a lot of unique mechanics to it. Friday, however, well, this Friday in particular is usually a bunch of party games where I play, or it's usually Friday Funhouse where I play a bunch of party games with my friends. Sorry, I got distracted by Ethan Adventure 2 battle. What was I saying? Right, it's usually Friday Funhouse. However, because of a certain game that's coming out on Friday, I'm probably going to be playing that with a bunch of friends. I'm going to be streaming a bunch of Guilty Gear for a few hours. Yep. That's happening. Saturday, I'm playing through the Yakuza series myself. We beat 3 last week, and now we're moving on to 4, which I have never played or heard anything about, so it should be interesting. Sundays, I'm playing through Biomutant. It's been an interesting experience so far. Very jank, but it's got its charm.
It's got jank, but it's got heart.
Hardy jank.
You got hot, kid. That's all that matters. Other than that, be sure to check out Dead House Sonata, action RPG where you place the dead to fight the living that I'm helping out with. It's getting close though. It's within the next couple of months or so. We should be seeing the first forays into the early access periods going in. I'll be streaming that when it comes out, and they're also rolling out some new founders packs. So now would be a fantastic time to get a hold of your early access packs if you haven't already, with the link that was posted in the chat. Also, check out my DM's Guild, where I'm posting 5e subclasses. The Augmentation Specialist Artificer is coming out real soon here, pretty much as soon as I get the art. And it's going to be a pretty wild ride. Let's just say that. There's a skill called Maximum Overdrive, and well,
good.
It's going to be good. It's going to be pretty fun. But other than that, I would like to take some time.
I think we're ready. Connor?
What?
Are you gonna do the thing?
I'm waiting for the dice drop.
Oh, there it goes. There it goes.
Die Hard Dice. That's what will trigger my held action. You have to say Die Hard Dice, and then I'm gonna go crazy. Listen to that quality.
Listen to the quality of those polymer and metal dice. Hitting the Die Hard Dice magnetic folding dice tray.
Wow!
If you can find all that and more, including dice towers, dice trays, carrying cases for all your dice and dice accessory needs, go to dieharddice.com. They've got some special deals for the month of June. Particularly, that's 33% off their gay dice. The Pride Flag dice are a steal right now. It's $7 for a whole gay set. So be sure to pick yourself up.
It is Crime Month.
So,
and if you know the other bonus to that, I mentioned it last time. Those are the only dice I'm not allowed to play with anymore because they roll really well.
They're too powerful. The gay dice are too powerful.
They're very.
If you want to roll well, pick yourself some gay dice. But if that's not quite your thing, you can get any other kinds of dice that you want on the website. And our very own Blue Boy Greckles is coming in, and he's gonna sneak attack some deals
trust me on this. These are an absolute steal. So take them now. You don't even have to roll.
He hands you a punch bowl full of dice.
Take it.
You don't need your gloves of thievery to know that these deals are a steal. And if you use the code Greckles at dieharddice.com, you can get 10% off your order at dieharddice.com.
I miss those gloves.
You ever think that people think we're trying too hard with these?
No.
Okay, good. As long as it wasn't
critical
big.
role.
I have questions about them for later.
Oh, geez. Well,
Oh,
Did
I
someone fall down?
believe.
oh, oh.
Believe.
Yeah.
Go, Connor, go!
Gotta go.
Gotta
Please.
hang on. The fucking whole thing reset, and I don't have any of the bits.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Fuck. That
So
happened.
I'm gonna have to go through this manually, I suppose.
have-
Let me refresh and see if that'll fix it. Yeah, I don't have any of them that are up to date.
Oh, God. You have
Nice.
you have 13 minutes, so...
Then don't worry, I only have a single page. Shoko Miyami, thank you for the 500 and some bits. Is this how I message? First time catching the show live. Hey, how's it going? Hope you enjoyed the show. Blaze Jim Spark, thank you for the 2 months, or the 5 months at tier 2. Locked in a Closet, thank you for. You converted your Prime Gaming sub into a tier 1 sub. Hey. Cubia Alpha, thank you for the 13 months. Cheston117, thank you for the 11 months. Apollyon, thank you for the 10,000 bits. First time I'm able to catch live on stream and on my birthday, no less. Whoa! You're catching 169 on 6/9.
Nice.
Dang.
Hey.
Nice.
I want to thank you all guys for making my days a lot more entertaining. Thank you all. Yeah. Blackfoot Ferret, thank you for the elite bits. Guilty Gear Strive is that 2-season anime with the flying game attached to, with a fighting game attached to it, where Octo and Bosco get to beat each other up, right? That's the one.
Yep.
That's the one. 95 Derpy Wolves, thank you for gifting 2 subs to the community and for the gifting 2 subs to the community. Crazy Claw, thank you for the 12 months. Jinian, thank you for the 50 bits. The cake I made started screaming Yamete, so that was traumatizing to say the least. Alan Titan, thank you for the 2 months. I don't know how it's my 2-month anniversary when I just subbed. Interesting. Sonish J, thank you for the 14 months. 95 Droopy Wolves, thank you for the 420 bits. Finally, bits thrown from my new house. Ooh. Magic Ninja Go, thank you for the 100 bits. I am currently having McDonald's fries and nuggets from the BTS meal. Why?
Because no one can stop you.
F Gear, thank you for the tier 1 sub gifted to the community. Matt Tom K, thank you for the 100 bits. So whenever Monty's sad from dropping her dice, does that mean that she's Monty Blue? Thank you for the 100 bits. Glycerius, thank you for the 5,000
No.
bits.
No.
It occurs to me.
Dead House Sonata puns, guys. Come on, Dead House Sonata puns. We don't need
Lamau, thank you for the 5,000 bits. Glycerius, it occurs to me it's downtime on this auspicious date of 6/9 in episode 169. If Panic doesn't get some, you know, it's a crime.
I see. Panic
Next
is the only
bear.
one that can get any. Sorry.
Thank you for the 1,000 bits. Thanks to Greckles, I've got a set of Unearthed Sage Gay Rainbow dice and a Velvet dice tray. Thanks, guys. Hey,
That's awesome.
Red Wake, thank you for the 400 bits. With the Greckles Revenge arc done, is it time for the anime-esque love interest arc? I mean, everyone's hooking up, so I mean, that's sort of a given, I suppose. Mr. Crispy, thank you for the 100 bits. How to break a DM. Use suggestion to make the BBEG willing, then use Dimension Door to the Sky and watch him fall. Good times. DM leveled us to 5 levels out of spite and pride. Rax the Builder, thank you for the 2,000 bits. The boys are back in town. Let the shenanigans begin. Blackfoot Ferret, thank you for the 420 bits. Guilty Gear, is that? Oh, I already read that one. Pingu Crimson, thank you for the 9 months. Just finished my math final today. Time to de-stress with some Unexpectables. Link's Flame, thank you for the 510 bits. In case Twitch ate it a third time, what do Monty and Zito think of the CR 1.5 Rot Grub?
Wow.
What book is that in? That's in. Is that the new?
I
Raven?
have no idea.
That name's familiar. I know I've seen it before.
I remember a rot grub from 3.5. I don't know if it was converted to 5.
Yeah, 1 second. I think. Hold on. There's Swarm of Rot Grubs. I've run them before in the pre-made. So.
They's a good monster. They are rotten and grubby.
All right, hang on. I'm trying to pull up Streamlabs again here so I can get through this a bit faster.
What's fun is that you can put them inside apples and watch your players eat them and then laugh at them and wait for the realization to kick in.
Oh right, yeah, because they go in. Yeah, that's right. That's
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a fun party trick for all your DMs to play on your players. Just a prank, bro.
Just a prank.
The friendly Grim, thank you for the 200 bits. I'm going to get some Die Hard dice. I hope Grex doesn't roll natural 20 and steal them. The 3,597 Fake Slim Shady, thank you for the 12 months. Alan Titan, thank you for the 5 bits. Who Are You? Where Are My Pants? Thank you for the 6 bits. Bullwoman, thank you for the 500 bits. F Gear, thank you for the getting a tier 1 sub to Nitros Uwu. The Chibi Wolf, thank you for the 14 months. The 3,597th Fake Slim Shady, thank you for the 145 bits. Jonathan, thank you for the 15 months. Defective Sheep, thank you for the 5 subs gifted to the community. Draconian 9, thank you for the 13 months of resubbing. Loria Gone, thank you for the 6 months. Doom Knight 13, thank you for the 13 months. I done watched all of Critical Role, and now I'm sad that they're at the end. Now I can watch all of the Unexpectables. Hey!
Yay!
Alan Titan, thank you for the 10 bits. Sad Monty Sonata.
Oh,
Fantastic Callum, thank you for the 100 bits. Zilbon, thank you for the Prime subbage. Ro the Bard, thank you for the 11 months of Prime subbage. Tier Dex, thank you for the 5 months of Prime subbage. Dusty Bone, thank you for the 100 bits. Agent Sly, thank you for the 100 bits. Link Hylia, thank you for the 15 months. Aru the Mighty Box, thank you for the 500 bits. The Chibi Wolf, thank you for the 200 bits. Mr. Crispy, thank you for the 100 bits. Polka King, thank you for the 100 bits. Burnout Vaughn, thank you for the 100 bits. Mighty AJ, thank you for the 8 months. Flustered Bun, thank you for the 4 bits. Rolly Bob, thank you for the 15 months. Ginian, thank you for the 200 bits. Drago Soon, thank you for the 260 bits. F Gear, thank you for the 68 bits. James Rishal, thank you for the 15 months. Lycus Darkfang, thank you for the 5,000 bits. Hellborn Rider, thank you for the 15 months. F Gear, thank you for the 69 bits. And Print Equation, thank you for the 11 months. And there we go.
Okay. Are we good to keep going?
Let's do this like Brutus.
Who is Brutus?
All right.
Man who stabbed Caesar.
A2?
Yeah. That's who the quote's named after.
When last we left our heroes, Borky the Orc Barbarian, Panic the Tiefling Bard, Greckles the Kenku Rogue, Remy the Kenku Fighter, and Task the Kobold Ranger, the party has returned to their beloved home of Alivast. With the city's merchants and peoples now available to them once more, they have friends and plenty of people to visit and goods to share. So, as we return to the Unexpectables, the party relaxes with some downtime to enjoy the energy and company of the city of Alivast. So,
Wow, really, Monty?
did I forget you?
No,
No.
I can't believe you didn't even mention Seika. That's fucked up.
I'm sorry.
That's
There
fine.
appears to be an,
I got
there
your
appears to be
back,
an
Mark.
issue with the overlay.
And Senka, the Fire Ganassi monk, was also there for like half the session. I got you, fam.
You know, I could go back in this intro and delete Remy from it and solve a lot of problems.
You a coward. After everything I did for you, really?
I know. Yeah, but Remy did nothing for me, so. All right. So, as you guys gather as a group of 5, you make your way through the city streets with an address. Who would like to be having the address? Who wants to be the pathfinder for you guys?
Probably the actual Pathfinder.
All right.
Funny
Task. You have an address to Willow and Doris's new home in the Middle District. Specifically, the Middle Crafting District, near the edge of the Arcana District.
Okay. Can we get that address? Can we get them wacky digits?
You have it. It's a piece of paper, and it details where to go.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, okay, now we're gonna have to figure out streets and shit, because we're gonna have the murder mystery
Oh
coming
god,
up.
it's
Don't
the
worry about it.
puzzle.
Go ahead for me and
Puzzle
roll a
is finding
survival
the
check.
place.
Go ahead for me and roll a survival check with advantage.
Okay. Let me just open up ye old map quest.
How good are you at asking directions, Task?
Ye old Google Maps.
Where is this? I've been walking around for 12 hours.
It's gonna be a good night, folks.
It's gonna be a good session.
Yeah.
Quest.
You don't need directions. Fuck that. You have innate Doros senses that
I
you
just
follow.
I just fucking Gary's mod through the floor in front of their house.
As you guys continue down the streets, Task, you eventually lead them to a rather quaint-looking house. It's nothing grandiose. It seems to be a 2-story home. Very quaint, purple exterior, lovely, lovely sort of deep red roofs. There is sort of a offside sort of nook tower to the side, and it looks to be a brand new construction. There is a sign above the door that seems to be that of a bass, which immediately lets you know where you are. But on it, it reads the Grayscales on top of the door.
Oh.
Aw. Well, without further ado, I'm gonna go saunter myself on over and knock on ye old door.
All right, you guys approach and Task you. Knock on the door, and immediately the door opens, and you see the familiar sight of I believe their name was, oh god, why my brain?
Willow Jr.
Bright. The Barchoba.
Oh, the Barchoba,
Ah,
With one little paw, it's holding open the door slightly ajar, and in its other paw, it has a comically large mug in its other paw, and it just kind of stares up
Hi.
at you.
Hi, Bachoba.
Oh, it's you. And you hear a voice enter your mind, Borky, and say, "Tell the rat to go away."
ah! Borky grabs his head. Ah, the voices.
Oh god. We're gonna have a scene, aren't we?
No, I'm fine.
Bright, is Willow or Doros home?
You watch as Bright kind of like walks on its back feet, it's kind of like a chinchilla, and kind of hops a couple times to push the door open while also like managing to keep the mug upright and whatever's inside not spilling. And as the door is pushed open, you see kind of leaning forward, sitting in a couch, is Doros in leisure wear. He's got like a house coat on. No shoes, is not wearing any shoes or socks. He could just kind of lean forwards and like stands up and walks over. Definitely the house has been made to accommodate him for sure. High banisters, tall ceilings. And he kind of steps over and sees you, Task, and gives you a big smile.
I just smile back at him. It's been quite a while.
He gets down on one knee and he goes to give you a hug.
Oh, very well then. I hug him back.
Yeah, you give him a hug, and he stands up. He stands up with you, Task, like at the crook of his arm, and then he comes up to the rest of you guys and gives you guys a hug too.
Big group hug. Let's
Hey.
He's off duty. He can do this.
go.
He's allowed. He can show weakness just this once.
He gestures for you guys to enter, and as he does, you watch as Bright the Barchoba kind of, scampers up onto his shoulder and sits on top and lets you guys in.
Well, it's a nice place, Doros.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I appreciate the high ceilings for you.
He looks up and he kind of closes his eyes and nods, like, "Yeah, I appreciate it too."
Borky's like, this, I'm not gonna lie. Borky just puts his hand up and can't touch the roof. Oh, this is nice. This is nice. Excellent.
The front area appears to be a living room kitchen combo. It's very quaint, and then off to the side, there's probably a bathroom. It's a very small place. It's not. It's very, very cute. It'd be the way I would describe it, like kind of one of those old, sort of a lot of character downtown kind of places, old style. There's a very, very clean kitchen. It looks like some dishes that have been cleaned and set aside. A tiny little stove top. A plethora of different jars of spices and other such thing, hanging cutlery that looks pretty new. And there's some laundry that's hanging out kind of out in the banister on the other side. It looks like a sort of back patio area. And you can see the starts of like a very simple garden, nothing too egregious or extensive, just something easy to care for. Notably, there is steps immediately to your guys' right that lead upstairs, which Doros kind of sets down his mug, which is comically small in his hand. And Bright kind of leaps off and drops the mug too, and he directs you guys upstairs, assuming you want to see Willow.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
I mean, sure, yeah.
As he proceeds up the stairs, notably immediately to the right, there is a door. And Doros, for a second, side glances it. I'm gonna say Task. Roll an insight check on that.
Yeah. 9.
All right. Roll a deception check for Mr. Dorosky Grayscale here.
9.
He does kind of glance at the door for a second, then glances back, and then like there's a half a second or like a second, and he just kind of gives you a smile, and then keeps walking, keeping an eye on you guys, and then proceeds to take you around towards a set of double doors. And as he opens it up, you see a very, very, very nice master bedroom. And inside you see a desk, and you see currently brushing her hair Willow, who turns and goes, "Oh," Dora's like, "Oh, you're back!" And she sets down her brush and stands up. The bedroom is very, very nice, and notably there is a giant fish tank in the back that contains Willow Jr. the
Yeah.
flying bass. Yeah, it's still there. And she immediately sets
Hello?
up and runs over to all of you and go, "You're back! It's been a month. You've been gone for such a long time."
It was a really wild ride, but it's good to be home.
"Oh, it's good to see you. I take it that Helga gave you the address."
Yes.
I hope you don't mind. I did enjoy living at the Sweet Dragon. But she kind of looks towards Doros, who is just enjoying. You watch as he's like kind of stepping in through the door and then out through the door and just enjoying the fact that he's not having to lean down. Like he's just kind of stepping in and out, in and out. He's just like, you just see him kind of smiling.
I need to come here more often. I think I'd like it.
We always assumed that our employees would spread their wings, so to speak.
Oh, well, certainly. It's a nice place. Doros, a friend of Doros has helped us organize it. It's within our price range, and Doros has a lot of money, apparently, that we didn't know about. Well, I didn't know about. And Doros kind of looks a little sheepish and kind of cocks his head to the side.
Side glance.
I'm
Mega
gonna
Millions,
say
huh, buddy?
Remy would know this, actually. I think Remy would be the one to know this. Remy, you would know that for the Avon Paladins, as well as the Vetron Paladins, there is free accommodation, which is in the form of a dormitory. Not the greatest, but it's free. So as you kind of see his sheepish look, you get the sense that Doros probably lived in the dormitories and has never had to spend money on any sort of rent or home ever. So he probably has a ton of money. So yeah, no, you see him give you kind of a sheepish side glance, and he kind of, nods and enters the room and sits down in that same chair. Chair hasn't changed. It's now been repurposed and moved into this space instead. So, yes, go ahead. Come in. There's a couch there if you want to sit. And could we get you a drink? I could get Bright to bring up a kettle if you'd like, or some tea, or I have some biscuits and
No, I'm okay personally, but thank you so much.
I
Okay.
wouldn't mind some tea, honestly.
Absolutely. Bright, and you watch as Bright Bright walks over to the door, like almost not aggressively, but just comically kind of shoves it open, takes one look at you guys and exits backwards and closes the door behind it as you guys are left with Willow.
How's Sprite taking to the new home?
He's adjusting. He's very well tempered. He's just got a lot of character.
Character?
Yeah.
Well,
It's
by
what
the
you
way,
refer to me as.
Greckles nods a sagely nod at that.
Well, you said it. You said many a times when I'm not involved in the conversation that I'm quite the character, so I assume it's a compliment.
Anyway, Willow, we actually have a lot of things for you.
Oh, let's see. I'm excited.
You got it, Panic?
Yup. And I pull out my hole, and I reach in, and I pull out.
It's got to be a well paid putting that.
Listen.
I did. That's why I'm saying it.
Episode 169, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, also the bed in this space, huge.
Oh,
I would
yeah.
imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking massive.
I have. Oh wait, nope. I used that one. I have.
Give you a list?
Nope. I have 2 scrolls of Ice Knife. A scroll of Absorb Elements. These are all scrolls. Just the preference.
Can you,
Before
if
I
someone has a list, just for the sake of brevity,
I do.
can you send me the list and we'll just have a flash cut to.
The fast forward scene from No More Heroes.
Willow, I have a scroll of.
Yep.
As you just pull out scroll after scroll after scroll, Willow has a teacup and saucer. I need Task, Greckles, Borky, and I'm gonna have Doros roll as well, which will be great. Everyone make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Oh no.
20.
24.
A dexterity.
Natural 20!
Not you, Panic. Not you. I'm so sorry. Not you, Panic, because you're the one pulling out the scrolls. So
Son of a bitch!
sorry.
7.
Okay. Task, you watch as Willow is just watching this and her face just doesn't change for like the entire time. And then her teacup, her really nice tea saucer, just drops out of her hand and you manage to catch it before it hits the ground. And she goes, wow, wow,
Yeah.
wow.
We kind of found all of these in like a locker under the sea in the elemental plane of water.
It's really wet there.
We got electrocuted.
Yeah.
I would imagine. Wow.
We figured
This is-
it might give you something to do on your downtime.
I certainly do. Some of these spells could be undiscovered. If I could provide a copy to the Nerazman Collective or anyone, we could be greatly rewarded. Wow. Are you sure there's none of these you want to keep? You're sure you want to give me all of these?
How easy or
There are-
difficult would it be to replicate them?
I'd have to see of what caliber each spell is. Determining its particular power or strength determines how much it would cost to replicate. I have the materials. The shop's been doing very, very well. But it can take a decent amount of time.
Well, a thought
we did-
occurs.
Mm.
Gentlemen, if it's all right with you, if she could just hold on to them, and if we desperately need them, we could just request them back.
I was under the
We're on good terms with Willow.
I was under
I'd
the
like to
assumption
think
all of these were
so.
going to her anyway.
Right. And the other thing, Willow, if we're going to be getting the different groups and organizations involved, perhaps they would be able to provide some financial assistance and all of that.
I could see if that's possible. Most mages in Alivast tend to trade in favors for favors, relics for relics, artifacts for artifacts. If you would like monetary compensation, I can look into that, though. I'm not...
I mean in terms of you trying to get the spells replicated for them.
Oh, yes, I have the material for that, and if I would like... Well, goodness gracious. She sits down, and you watch as Doros walks over and starts kind of to fan her off, like with a cloth, and she just looks like, oh, wow, oh, lordy Lou. She kind of leans back and she goes, I'd have to first determine which spells are the rarest and the hardest to replicate. I'd also have to determine what their particular strengths are. They would usually require better paper and better ink to replicate and put into a proper book. The most important thing is, in order to replicate them, I would have to put them in my spell book first, ensure that the incantations are proper, and then I can replicate them if you wish. I could also see if maybe some friends of mine could do so, but I cannot promise that wouldn't cost some money. If that would be something to interest you, as well as my own repertoire, if that's something of particular use. I'm actually, and she kind of grabs her spell book, which is actually very nice and brand new. She kind of folds it over and she goes, I'm looking to expand my own repertoire with other spells, so this actually could be very beneficial. I could potentially trade out some of these for spells of an equal level, potentially, if that's something you're interested in.
Well, absolutely, all things considered. Just one step at a time, Will. We didn't mean to overwhelm you.
Oh, no, I mean, this is why you hired me, and I honestly... She kind of looks over and gives you guys a smile. I love you guys. You're very nice, and, you've done a lot for both of us, and, At this point, Bright comes in with a giant tea kettle over its head, and is like, its tail is kind of like a hook and has all the tea glasses kind of lifted up behind it, carrying behind it as it's holding up. Kind of like Mario would hold a turnip over his head, like similar style with his teapot. And he walks over to each of you and gives you guys a teacup and pours out the water. And she goes, goodness. Yes, I think a lot of these are, very strong. In particular, Investiture of Ice is and Wind, that is, I've never seen such a spell before. So I'd be curious what these are.
We'd rather put them in the hands of someone who actually is well versed in this, as opposed to just a bunch of schlubs who just use it to cast it on a monster.
Well, I am no schlub, I think. So I'd be absolutely willing to replicate some of these for you. Though the bigger ones may take some time, and I will admit my particular strengths are in transmutation magic. So if any of these are transmutation, I would probably be able to replicate them faster. If any of these are not so, it would take me a bit longer, as I've not studied in such arts before, but happy to help. In regard to, she kind of looks around, you guys are scarred and burnt, and you've come back, you've rested, but you are still, like, in a state.
We're basically the epiphany of the, remember the old lady fish from SpongeBob? They're selling chocolate! What? Basically that.
What?
We're all crispy and in wheelchairs? Okay. We have no eyes.
Jeez, there's a story.
My hair is still great despite all that.
Damn, no, in panic, nothing bad has happened. He looks great. If anything better.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
I guess maybe it's too presumptuous. Healing potions, are you in need of any?
Yes.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think I have some extras if you'd like. And she kind of stands up.
When Taz says yes, a couple of fangs fall out of his mouth.
I'll go get some. I'll go get some. And she stands up and she begins to walk. Do you guys follow? You guys sit behind and drink your tea.
It'd be nice to sit behind and drink. We don't need to bother her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Relaxing.
You kind of see as Duros kind of gives her like a little side glance to you guys and gives her kind of like a little nod. And she goes, shakes her head side to side and kind of gives him a wink and leaves. Go ahead, Task, insight check again. Actually, everyone insight check because you all saw that.
Cool. I can't critically fail this.
Insight.
Give us another double crit. 20.
22.
Here we go.
Four.
Soft 20.
It's a 23.
Greckles, Panic, and Remy, you all exchange a look. They're hiding something.
I think I already know what it is.
Do we? Oh yeah. Do we all notice the other door on the way up here?
You all did, yeah, you did.
Yup.
I cast message. So, what's up, big guy?
You watch as Doros looks up and looks around the room, and you see him mouth the words Avon. Like he mouths the word Avon and just kind of looks around.
I raise my hand and I wave. Close enough.
He kind of gives you like a little bit of an annoyed look.
I look at him pointedly, like, well, what's happening? What's going on? Huh?
He just kind of looks away from you, sips his tea.
You can tell me. I'm speaking into your mind.
He turns away, like he like completely twists around and is drinking his tea and is completely hiding his face from you guys.
Maybe it would be good not to pry.
Remy is going to take a sip of his tea, look at Doros. Congratulations. Take another sip and put it down.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a
Greckles
great
just-
house here.
Greckles just forehead palm.
Look,
forehead
I
palm so
guess
hard.
Task turns around and sees everyone else except for Borky, like piecing it together, and finally turns to Doros.
Borky just smiling, happy to be there.
Someone roll a d6 for me.
Okay.
There's
Six.
a six.
Aw.
Wow,
Everyone-
double
everyone-
six.
There you go.
Everybody roll a d6 for me.
Oh, everyone.
Everybody.
Come on, 6. Oh, 5.
Okay.
I ruined it.
The number of the beer.
It's a 4 for Remy.
1.
All right.
I got a rock.
Okay.
We didn't just determine baby name or anything, did we?
As you guys like,
Whoa!
Doros actually turns around at this point and looks actually a little perplexed. Not like in like a I'm nervous way, but like actually a little confused at you guys. You guys rolled
What?
really well.
What?
He just looks blankly forward and just keeps sipping his tea. His mouth is kind of pursed.
So, Doros, we saw that there was another room. Is that a workshop or?
Oh, you have a den
Yes,
set.
had the room.
He kind of starts coughing a little bit on the tea.
Oh, shit, there's so much room for activities in there. An extra room. That's awesome. You can have anyone live here, possibly.
You know,
Task talks in kobold fucking terms, just like, oh, you have a den prepped.
he nods, like kind of like sure. Sorry, I'm just writing this down real fast.
Yeah.
Doros, is it anything really to be embarrassed about?
He just kind of waves his hand dismissively and just like kind of looks away. He just wants the conversation to end. It seems.
All right.
You rolled a 4. All right.
Greckles will drop it.
Man, there's someone outside that's just cackling. Not sure what the fuck's so funny.
You watch as Willow walks in with a giant crate that looks way too heavy for her.
Immediately go help her.
Oh yeah, thank you. You go ahead and roll a strength check for me.
Oh boy, I'm bad at it. Wait, that's strength save. Darn it.
Same diff. You
Yeah.
hold
Oh.
it. You crash to the ground. You hear glass kind of clink against each other. Oh, are you okay?
Before it spill, does any spill?
No, you don't see anything spill.
Okay, all right.
It's just on top of me, it's fine.
Yeah, you're like falling over. You've pulled your back a little bit.
Oh, Borky,
Oh.
Remy, anyone?
All right. Well, what do you need?
I've had these spare. They're actually, well, they were sort of like my practice potions, but they're good. They will work. And I can't sell them because she kind of pulls out the bottles, and the bottles look very like, not ideally for storefront purposes. Like definitely like,
Ah,
Like wacky straw-necked bottles or some shit.
a little
God.
bit, yeah. Notably,
One-
though, these potions are quite big. 2 of them in particular are huge.
How by huge? Give us a comparison. Like we're talking big
Like
gulp?
half a wine bottle size. Yeah. Willow-
That's a lot of healing.
Pulls them out and kind of places them on a nice little coffee table that's in front of you guys. And she goes, I have a healing potion, just a standard Willow special, which is 2d4 plus 5.
Who's gonna notate this?
Well, let's go through the
Wow.
list first.
Well, very well then.
There's a list because your guys' rolls. I have a potion of greater healing, which is 4d4 plus 4.
Amazing.
Or sorry, 4d4 plus 5. Sorry, because her intelligence is a plus 5.
4 plus 5. So the previous one would be 2d4 plus 5. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a standard. Then that one you recognize as just being kind of a standard one. And then this is a supreme healing potion.
Jesus.
Mm.
Oh, actually,
Supreme.
sorry, that's not the supreme. A superior.
Oh, well, still really good.
And that is 8d4 plus. For her is 8d4 plus 10.
Good lord.
Yeah, I'll be taking that.
And the big giant bottles, she goes, these are supreme healing potions. They're the first ones I ever made.
Wow.
Huh.
Why is it so big?
Well, you have to drink the whole thing in one go, which,
Okay.
you know,
Scientifically, I'm the only one who could do that.
chug, 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 you know, as they say in the dwarven taverns, and also yours a lot. This is 10d4.
I'm just gonna call this one the Chug Jug.
10d4?
10d4 plus
D4.
20. This is a breaking
Wow.
taste
This is
glass
this
potion.
is a fat boy.
This potion is probably over 1,000 gold pieces in value.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, in parentheses,
Which
Chug
means it's
Jug.
10,000 in Alivast.
Is that the conversion?
About, yeah.
Okay.
But
Wasn't
for
sure
this
if it was
particular-
12.
For healing potions, you can't really resell them. They're kind
Oh,
of
sure.
Yeah.
No,
kind of
I
like
was just
get them as they are.
I was just curious if this was 1,000 Alvastian or 1,000 default.
For context, it's considered a supreme healing potion is considered a very rare magical item to get.
Okay.
So the only reason you're getting it is because Willow has leveled up and she's at max happiness. So there you go.
Woo, fuck yeah.
Make sure your potion makes us happy.
Is it cool if I delete all the scrolls that we had from my list because it's getting huge?
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. I have it,
Okay,
so
cool,
I can
thank
write
you.
that down. I'll have to go through and reorganize it and see what Willow can do with that and make a lot of rolls. But she hands off the bottles to you, so you guys can give them to anyone as you wish. And she kind of steps back and she goes, "Oh, we're trying to clear up some space. Moving and all that. You don't realize how much things you have until you move. So,
Yeah, the worst kind of junk is junk you can never quite throw out, which, if my plan works out, my cheesery might have a lot of space for stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I've seen your cheesery. That's down by it was that old tower, right? That was
Yeah,
abandoned?
it hasn't opened yet, though, but
I thought it did. It looks so nice.
What?
It's open without him?
Wait, hold on.
She looks very nervous all of a sudden.
No, I'm
The
sorry,
girl's
I'm
kinda
sorry,
like,
I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm very reactive. We was in planes for a long time.
I understand. I saw last time I was down there, me and Doros were on a date. We were getting pretzels, and she nods, and Doros is like has this really pleased look on his face. She kind of turns back and she goes, "We saw a bunch of people going in and out of the location."
Someone's trying to steal my cheesery away.
Well, it wasn't so much of that. They were like, nailing animal skulls to above the doors, painting.
Okay.
A lot of orcs going in and out.
Wait, hold on. There's only supposed to be one orc. Shit. Oh boy, I gotta swing by there.
Did you set up a string of employees before we went?
I don't remember. We was in the planes for so long, Task.
Borky,
He just looks down at his tea, takes a sip. Yeah, that checks out.
Borky, this is the responsibility of a business owner.
Son of a bitch, you gotta go be a business owner. All right, excuse me.
Oh, bye, Borky.
Oh, well, there he goes.
Yep, there he goes.
Sips tea.
Borky, as you head out the door, the double doors, and close them behind, you walk past that one room. Do you keep going?
No, Borky just peeks in.
Okay, go ahead and roll a stealth check for me.
Oh, that's not of it again.
Borky's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Wait, hold on. What's in there, anyways? What's all going on today, eh? 5.
Just a loud.
Borky, as you go to reach for the door, you hear a voice enter your mind. I wouldn't do that if I were you. And you look around, you see Bright at the top of the stairs staring at you.
Does Bright got a knife?
You don't know. And that detail scares you more, honestly.
Borky lets go carefully and maintains eye contact. He slowly backs out of the room.
You hear a voice in your mind go, "Just kill the rat. You can take it."
I don't think you understand. This thing, it can glow.
I can glow too.
And it closes the door.
All right, you don't see what's inside, and you make your way down the stairs past Bright, who just kind of doesn't break eye contact with you as you leave Borky. The rest of you guys are still in the chamber with Willow and Doros.
I just gotta say, we have a lot of items that have a lot of different consciousnesses. Oh God.
So, Willow, has there been any big goings on around town? It has been, what, yesterday's when we got back?
Greckles, she kind of looks at you. You live in Alivast.
Yeah, I know, but
She
anything.
looks at you and like you see just like the pain sort of Mr. Incredible's expression as she winces her eyes shut and looks at you and she goes, everything happens so much.
Then let me put it this way: has anything dangerous happened?
Greckles, you live in Alivast. No, I mean, Tent Town's been improving. There's been some concerns with some things coming from the northwest. Rumors, I don't know that much about it. And of course, the Orin clergy in Periton has been kind of a looming threat. Words really come out in the civilization and the streets now. I'm worried
That's
for
my
your
p-
friend. What was her name? Sully?
Yeah, Solandris
Hmm.
and Helena looks to panic.
Oh, Helena, I know her. Someone's typing, by the way. If someone's typing on their computer, it's picking up on mic. Yeah. Willow kind of nods and go, oh, I know Helena. She swings by every now and again.
For supplies or anything particular?
Lunch.
Well,
not
I
like
don't mean
every
to...
day. No offense to Ty Borpington. His food is delicious, but it's a little expensive.
Do you
Oh my God, are we
talk?
fucking hoity-toity for the lower district?
Talk?
Oh fuck,
Us?
did we become Hell's Kitchen?
Well, I mean, she worked for Doros. She kind of points towards Doros, and Doros kind of nods. So, we met on occasion whenever Doros visited, and we didn't really exchange anything more than a few words. She was always kind of shy,
That's fair. We've been worried about her too. Things have been rough.
Yeah, she left. Doris was really heartbroken about it. And Doris kind of looks like, no, I wasn't. Like, kind of gives his expression like he's like, no, I wasn't. He's like, yeah, he cried a whole lot. He looks like a single sweat drop runs down his face.
Is he just gripping his is he just sucking in his lips further and shaking his head more and more?
Yeah, he is, but you can absolutely tell he was upset.
Insight the fuck out of him.
Looks like he's eating a warhead
18.
towards the end.
Doros is definitely the type who gets very attached. I mean, after your interactions with him, like, you know that about him. He is very much like, no, everyone is my friend, and if they go away, I cry. Like, that's Doros.
Well, Doros, it's not like she left town.
He sighs and sips his tea a little bit, and watches Willow kind of lean towards. He's still a little upset, but, like you said, people need to, what was it, spread their wings?
Yes.
Sounds like she's doing important work.
Mm-hmm. Connor, your microphone is popping and hissing again.
Yep, I know.
Sorry.
Greckles just gives a big side smile every time she mentions spreading wings.
I don't know if this makes it seem if this puts a dour on any conversation, but you mentioned rumors of the West. I am actually interested in knowing what these rumors are.
Something about a dark forest. That's all I've really heard.
Oh.
Floor.
Yeah, just fucking Excalibur face.
I don't know much, but a lot of druids in the circles are a little concerned about it, but that's, she kind of shrugs. I'm more of the arcanist and magical arcane, not really natural and nature and trees and squirrels.
Well, this force isn't exactly normal or natural.
That's what we've been hearing. So, the good news is it's really far away, though. So, as the threat goes, probably not going to be a problem in our lifetime, hopefully.
I wouldn't.
Well, let's continue on with rumors then. Since you said that you are more dabbled with the arcane, anything in the any arcane rumors about in town?
Let me see if there are, because I actually have a book for that. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just checking here.
Rumors lead to hooks. Hooks lead to adventure. Adventure leads to payout.
Adventure, huzzah.
Sorry, I'm just reading here. Updates on NPCs.
Give me a
because there's lot.
quest.
What's at stake?
Oh, there was something kind of interesting. Helga bought something actually recently, magically inclined. She actually asked me to procure it for her.
Is it at the inn at this current juncture?
Yeah, of course. It's not dangerous. It's what would you call it? It's like an amulet of tracking.
Tracking?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
She wanted a specific enchanted added to it. I couldn't do it myself, so she outsourced it, but well, Scarples has been a little out of control lately, and Helga really, really, really wants her to stop finding things underground.
Do we need to possibly fire her over that?
No. If she was fired, Helga would have done so already.
Also, that would go well beyond what I told her, Greckles.
And
If you want to put blame, put it squarely on me.
It's less of finding mysterious doors in the basement and more of the fact that she's randomly popped into other cellars and, well, cellars is in cellars, like underground. And there's been some complaints, which
She's
Helga's been dealing with. She hasn't been stealing, which is good.
Okay.
But bad luck for the business, so don't worry about it. So magically wise about that. And there was the crystal, yes, like a couple days ago, too. Did you see that? It happened again.
Above
Yes.
game, really quick, gang. How much does she know?
I don't think
About-
anyone knows about our thing about.
Yeah, very few people know about what happens in the attic.
It
And we've
doesn't
been-
seem
I think
to
it's-
work when you talk to the average person.
Okay, I wasn't sure how entangled Willow was with all this. So okay,
Yeah,
No,
it's
I had no
it's
idea.
been a while. Sorry.
As far as we know, it's like Brork and us.
Greckles is just sitting there sipping his tea a little extra loud, just knocking
the
around,
gnomes-
seeing if Kai is still there.
I wonder
Aye.
what it. I wonder.
How
what
do the
it
gnomes take it?
means. Oh, the ship. It's fine. They repaired it. I mean, a little scraping here and there, but it's a small vessel. Smaller the vessel, smaller damage, easier to fix. It's interesting though. They're here, I think, because of you.
Us
Really?
specifically.
Yeah,
I mean,
Well-
we did give them back their airship at one point.
and a heart of Nerazmin, which they can use to make another airship. So, in terms of their appreciation, it's great. Based on what I've heard, they sent this ship to help. At the very least, help with any threats that might come our way in the form of Periton or other.
I was going to ask, did they need an audience with us, or is this just kind of, just a thank you kind of thing?
She looks towards Doros, and Doros kind of cocks her head. She goes, "It seems to be a council affair. I think Lady
Ah.
Soliandris is speaking on your behalf in that regard."
Well, we can trust her then.
She nods.
I actually wouldn't mind in the future us making an appearance before them. At least making ourselves known would be wise.
Well,
Perhaps,
I mean-
yeah.
Don't we have Hasrod? Hasrod's doing
As-
that for us now, isn't he?
As you guys are kind of like thinking about Hasrod, a semi-transparent image of Hasrod just appears behind all of you, behind the couch. You just hear a Hasrod, just in and out. It just kind of comes and goes.
Oh right, we tried to make him a representative. Oh fuck.
What the hell is that?
Just like a shade. Just a chill up your spine.
Ugh.
Bring responsibility, we're bringing Okay, anyway. Aside from all that, we've also procured a lot of different books and artifacts and other things like that, and we're still trying to figure out who we should sell or essentially deposit those to.
Oh, okay. Well, and for out of character, just to make this easier for you, the artistic items could be assessed. You'll have to try and find someone who can assess the price of them. You would definitely, for the value of the objects, would want to go to the high districts. For the gemstones, which you no longer have, that actually no longer
That is
exists.
actually
so forget
false.
That.
Yeah.
We have one. Actually, no. We have the Star Ruby, which Task
You have the
wanted to
Star
actually keep
Ruby.
on to.
Okay. And then you had the art objects, which I actually lost my list because my
We
I have it.
we also have I've got the Kraken Priest robe, the Kraken Evolutionary Stone. We have the Clam Quarters. I have the Tenets of Ragnarok book for Paladin to do with paladins. The Animal Husbandry book, and
I
think-
also have a big list of thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
we in terms of rocks, we have 2 large obsidian as well, I believe.
That's
Yep.
right. They didn't want to eat the obsidian.
In terms of
So-
treasure, we have the silver Uspa necklace, the ceremonial electrum dagger with black pearl inlay. We have the gold comb dragon with red garnet eyes, which I'm holding on to.
I have
String
it.
of pearl necklace, jade chessboard with gold playing pieces, superior healing potion, greater healing potion, potion of climbing, a entangle scroll, Syogtum's ointment, a potion of lightning resistance, a potion of water breathing, a potion of invulnerability, a potion of vitality, and our bag of holding. That's what I have.
I also do have the 10 pieces of rare seaweed. I wasn't sure if that would be better for Willow or for someone else.
That would be
Moidos?
you could give that to Willow.
Okay.
You give it to Moidos too as well. Druid would probably have a better time with that.
Yeah,
honestly.
I would actually pass that off. I'd make a point to pass that off to Moidos.
You'd have to find her though. You'd have to find Moidos.
Yeah.
There's also
Leave that to me.
We also kind of forgot that we have a handful of scrolls from the airplane that I had in my person.
Oh,
Those
we
are all on
also
the
have
list.
we have a bunch of false Tarantula eyes too.
Mhm.
That's right, you do.
I think
So
we had like 4?
12.
12. We had more than 4.
So what do you want to give Willow to maybe mess around with?
At least some of the eyes, I would think. Just
Yeah,
telling
let's give her
that-
like 4 of the eyes.
just telling her that they're corrupted in nature, so to be careful.
All right, so give her ×4 false tarantula eyes.
Can she use anything? Oh wait, we have fucking Kraken stuff. We have like
That's what I said. Yeah.
we have Kraken suckers and 5 feet of Kraken flesh.
Okay, Kraken
Oh, I
flesh.
forgot we had the parts. I remember that we had the stuff.
We also
not
have the
parts.
clam quarters. Might I
I
add
believe
on?
Yeah, I
Panic
did
wanted
mention
to give those to Iggy.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna
So-
try and reverse. I'm gonna try and reverse engineer those.
How many Kraken suckers did you have?
We have 11.
Okay, perfect. Anything else you want to
Um,
give Willow?
We also have shark skin rolls, but I'm not sure if we could like use those for like
that would
you know.
be that would be probably more for Iggy or Fluffy, honestly.
Fair
Those
enough.
Items. Yeah.
Okay.
She deals in more magical items, so the false tarantula eyes and the Kraken flesh are very good for that.
Wait, we have a glittery cloak.
Where'd we get that?
Yeah.
Wasn't that part of
The
the
glittery guy?
the
I don't.
treasure? That was part of the.
I
Wait,
don't
no,
thi-
that was from. Sorry, that's unclean shit on mitigation on my end.
Ah.
Yeah, I was about to say.
My bad.
Ah.
We do also have three bolts of Sky Silk, Blue White, and what was the other one? Oh, Aqua. I was gonna actually see if I could possibly get something nice made from. Oh gosh, what is her name?
9.
9.
I keep thinking 7 of 9, and like, no, that's Star Trek.
Mr. Wolf. We also have something called the Primordial Magic Gemstone.
Royal Magic Gemstone.
That's from
Oh!
like my kill list.
You got that when you met the Galabdurs on your way to the
Ah.
Mountain of Repetition.
Gotta be.
Yep.
All right, so we'll do these items for Willow, and then we'll hold on to the other items for now. And we can deal with those out of stream if possible.
Yes.
Willow, you guys enjoy the rest of your tea. It was very nice, kind of milky Earl Grey tea with some honey in it. It was very, very nice, very cozy. A little hot for the summertime, but they seem to like it. Assuming you guys have nothing else to say, you guys want to get up and head out?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
It was good catching up. It was good catching up, Willow.
Of course, anytime. Bright will see you out. don't be afraid to visit, and I'll be back at work tomorrow. It's just my day off today.
Of course.
If you need anything, let me know. And she kind of grabs it. You watch as she like reaches over and like almost like a person picking up way too many magazines. Starts like grabbing all the scrolls and it's like, Doros, help me. And you watch as he kind of goes over and goes, just grabs like a big armful and takes them over and they try and start to sort them. As you guys make your way out of the house, you do pass by that door. Does anybody want to try and sneak a peek?
Yes.
You know what?
Right.
Sure.
Oh,
I'm really good at it.
I just
Alright.
felt my ankle.
Stealth checks for those who want to try and open the door.
18. No, it's 11.
19.
Okay. Task, as you go, the door begins to and quickly, Greckles, you grab the door and gently open it. And you see inside a room with a bit of light. Go ahead and roll perception checks. Greckles with disadvantage because you don't have dark vision, and Task with just a straight roll. It's dark in here. I'm sorry.
I know.
Let's fucking go. 15.
Hey, 15.
Hey.
With a nat 20 on both ends for both of us.
Yes! Oh my god.
Wow. As you guys both look in, you see a baby crib.
Oh yeah.
Oh, fuck.
You see on the
Holy
left
shit.
side of the room is just a bit of clutter, like, blankets and various sets of armor. Ceremonial sets of armor that are kind of like on these dusty old stands. You look at them, you're like, yeah, where are they going to put that?
I thought baby armor for a hot second.
I'm just sitting there like it's baby armor. May your first child be a masculine child. Holy shit.
There's like some
Baby
old,
first
like, it
armor.
looks like potion sets and alchemy sets, things like that. Like a lot of junk. As you look, though, it's kind of been like had a cloth tossed over it. The bedroom is clean, though, despite that. It's not dusty or anything like that. It's pretty clean. The curtains are drawn. Task and Greckles, you notice there is something in the crib.
Oh.
Holy fuck.
I would like to have a gander.
Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead and roll a secondary perception check.
It's Willow Jr. Jr.
To both of us or just him?
Both of you.
20.
Please take the 20.
Okay. Greckles,
Mm-hmm.
that's an egg.
Oh. What?
Oh.
They fucking adopted.
Oh.
What?
Greckles will smile a knowing smile and slowly make his way out.
Tash just like fucking... Tash is now extra confused. Wait, what?
Hey.
Task, come on.
Man,
Cat-
if
you just
Borky, if
go to the
Borky
back
saw
of the
that, he
sentence
would have
and
been so
calculating this?
confused.
It's like the math woman, but it's Task. He's like,
Yeah, it's just like, wait, but no, some creatures lay no egg, but this egg, but they don't lay no, what the fuck?
But why egg, though?
Egg.
So both Task and I saw it?
just you saw it. Task didn't.
Oh. Okay. All right, well, Greckles will smile a knowing smile and then make his way back to go quietly close the door.
You close the door, and you guys head down the stairs, make your way outside, and the door behind you closes. You're amongst yourselves outside in the city streets.
So, gents, where should we go from here?
If there is nothing you guys wish to talk about amongst yourselves, we can begin the downtime part of this episode.
As long as they don't mind me taking the star ruby, I'm fine with that.
That's fine with me.
I was gonna say, do we need to sell now, or should we just do that off stream?
Do you want to sell these? I'm going to say these things out loud that you guys. Do you guys want to sell or keep any of these art objects that you got?
Not in particular.
I'm-
I've got all the things I want to keep.
I'd like to assess them first.
I'm going to hang on to the gold comb.
Okay, you hold onto the gold comb. You pocket that. As you guys take these objects to an artisan, who is actually an Oriara worshiper, which is interesting, human. Older gent, portly, pretty short, has a bald patch on the top of his head, kind of like hair around the sides, set of tiny little spectacles. He seems to have like a little bit of like a jewelry sort of store, rings, things that nothing really enchanted, nothing magical. As you bring in the pieces, the ceremonial electrum dagger, which acts as a normal dagger, is worth, for the average amount, 750 gold pieces, but in Alivast is worth 7,500 gold pieces.
Nice. I'm typing in 7.
Yeah, if you're gonna keep track of all the values.
I'm keeping track of the price.
Okay.
The silver chalice with moonstones is worth the same amount.
Duh! Jesus Christ.
Wait a minute. Give me a sec.
By the way, we also have a painting of the sea captain.
Oh yeah.
That's worth 100 gold pieces. It's very
Oh,
gosh. So
Still
And a
though.
and a bronze mirror.
Would a I'm assuming a chalice wouldn't count as a bowl.
for what spell?
Heroes Feast?
I would allow it, yes.
Maybe we should hang on to that one.
Okay. Well, I'm still putting prices next to each thing.
The necklace string of pearls is worth 25,000 gold pieces. And the jade game board with solid gold playing piece is the most expensive item you guys had gotten on your adventure. It's worth 75,000 gold pieces.
Nice.
Money.
That's worth more than the fucking diamond. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Solid gold playing pieces.
So do we want to sell that, gentlemen?
Yeah.
We don't need a fucking chess set. Let's
Hell yeah, let's sell the shit out of that.
We're rich.
I'm literally okay, just for all intents and purposes, of selling all the jewelry gem things.
What if we gave it to Willow though?
We just made Willow drop her teacup. All right, I think we've spooked her enough.
Also, these are items that she wouldn't take. These are like artisan shit.
Yeah.
I would say too, Remy and Greckles, I would say, just because you guys have probably spent the most time with Willow, she doesn't like that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's what I figured. As
You know, from her family background, that's sort of like,
aristocratic.
frivolous, aristocratic stuff is
Yeah.
just not her jam. She likes a comfortable life, not a rich life.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So yeah, let's sell them up.
So I have a question. Do you guys also mind if I keep the Electrum dagger since it's one of the lower pricing ones we have?
Yeah, go for it.
Cool.
All right.
So,
if you guys...
should we sell the string pearl of necklace, the strings of pearls, and the chessboard?
Did we have anything else, or was it just those two?
Nothing else that would have been like artisan treasure.
Okay, so that's 25 and 75, Monty.
Yep.
Yeah, 25,000 and 75,000.
So 100k flat.
Yeah.
So are we all good with that?
Yeah.
100,000 gold pieces.
Yes.
Well,
Yep.
that's a lot of cheddar.
And we split in that 5 ways.
Sure.
So that's 20,000 for each of us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fuck yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Well done, gentlemen.
I'll put a 2 in front of this number.
Yeah. I'm putting.
Yep.
I'm changing this 2 to a 4.
I'm sitting at 42. I'm sitting at $42,000.
Yeah,
I forgot, did we-
42.
I'm sitting at
Fuck
46.
me.
Now,
I hate being a spellcaster.
Monty, I wanted to ask a question. I don't know if I took out the. Did you take out the money for the purchasing of the land of the cheesery?
No, because that's as a player, that's your responsibility. You need to be
Okay.
keeping track of your money.
And that was 10,000. I'm trying to remember. Was it?
I believe it was around 10,000. I think it was 12,000 total. I'd have to get someone to check that. For
No,
me,
I remember.
but...
I had a bunch of platinum I had to exchange through. That's why.
He's financing.
Okay, we'll just.
I think it's cool.
Quick, Chell.
Well,
I call upon thee.
Don't put that evil on Shell. She wants to enjoy the episode. Leave her alone.
Hey, who should we put the evil on? Who don't we like?
Bosco.
Wow.
Aww.
I like Bosco.
I'm
I
just
like
joking. I
Bosco.
like Bosco too.
No, that was accurate.
No.
Wow.
Well, hey.
So,
looks
I
like
miss
Remy-
Mark too, but damn.
Well, hey,
is
Remy
there
got slightly richer.
with the money split apart, is there anything anyone wants in particular to go buy? Like anything immediately?
Oh Jesus!
Better suit of armor.
I need to think first.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll leave it for now. Like, you guys can think about it. We could possibly do it, later on.
So many spell components.
Yeah.
I would like Monty to get a really, really nice picnic set.
Okay, that's easy enough. That sets you back, like, I'm gonna say a really nice picnic set, 5 gold.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Did you want Ty to make you up some sandwiches, some crosscut sandwiches?
See, I want it to be nice but not bombastic. So
Yeah, Ty can hook you up with something nice and simple.
Hey, Monty.
Hi.
I too wish to enter the real estate market for business reasons.
Okay.
Don't you dare open a rival treasury across the street. I will
No,
we will have
open up a
hands.
zoo,
We will
you
have
kidding?
hands, mini dragon.
No, we gotta have a zoo, an Alivast zoo.
The zoo is becoming real.
Do you want to make a zoo?
Yes.
Okay, a zoo's gonna be expensive because of the land you're gonna need.
Right.
Zoo.
But you can do so. You'll have to get some land in the Druidic district, though, because that's where most animals are kept.
Fuck yeah.
Can't believe it.
This was the plan. I've made this public.
Unexpectables zoo tycoon.
I will have Adric Metalmane. He will go through and he will try and find some properties for you.
Sick.
All right.
I mean, I have a bunch of animals from 4 different planes of elements. Fuck yeah, and that's what Task is like. All right, well, I obviously don't have anyone fucking. I don't have a revenge boner for anyone else at this point. So now I just want to hunt things and or bring it to justice and or kill it. That's basically my deal now at this point.
Okay. With that, is there anything else anybody immediately wants to buy? Like, if you're just like, I want to think about it a bit, that's fine. But if there's like something
Yeah,
like, no, I
that-
need to get this right now, that's
Yeah,
more of like,
At this point, to think
gonna
about it.
I'll need to think.
clothes
sit
and
down.
whatnot, that's kind of aside. So obviously that'll
Sure.
happen off stream because it's. Sorry, chat. It's kind of boring. It's not that exciting. It's a lot of just like going back
Right.
and forth and
Okay.
Woo!
we're all
Gonna
good.
set open a petting zoo for
think
my
so.
frost salamander and fucking
think so.
and electric eels.
So, as we go through this downtime, this takes course over a week or so. We're going to do this in order, as I indicated. We're going to start with Panic. Panic.
Okay. Yep.
What do you want to do with your downtime?
Well, the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to see Scarbles and I'm going to buy that poster back from her.
Okay. You find Scarbles, and she's currently cleaning a table down in the early morning.
Hey, Scarbles.
What do you want? It wasn't me.
I have a favor I need to ask you. You know that Zarv poster I gave you a long, long time ago?
Oh, Zarv! She swoons and leans on the table. Yeah, I have it. What about it?
Can I, like, borrow that for a bit?
Borrow it?
Yeah. Sort of need it for a thing.
She narrows her eyes at you and she kind of like leans forward and goes, "What for?"
You know. Stuff. Shifty eyes, shifty eyes.
I'll lend it to you for 10 gold.
You drive a hard bargain, Scarbles. You got a deal. And I hand her 10 gold.
I hand her 10 gold. She pockets it immediately and immediately starts digging a hole right where she's standing.
Oh, hey, we need to talk to you about that, by the way.
As she
You're-
disappears, you watch as Iggy walks over with some boards and just quickly boards it up.
You're going to have to start localizing that.
We're working on it. You watch as
Yeah.
Pebs brings over a drink and like Pebs at this point is fully integrated into the tavern yet somehow. They kind of rush past you and like go over and they bring down the tankard on the last little nail on the floor. And eventually, popping out of another hole, Scarbles returns with the poster all rolled up. It's a little crinkled. Probably has hit some moisture a little bit, being in a cave, more than likely, but you have it.
appreciate it. And I'll just roll it up and put it in my jacket pocket neatly.
Okay, you do so. You
Is
roll
there?
up and you-
Wait, I'll look at it first. Is there like kiss marks or gunk on it or anything?
there's kiss marks on it.
All right. Well, when she's not looking, I'll clean it off with prestidigitation and then roll it back up.
All right, you do so. You roll it back up and just quickly wave your hands and clean it.
The other thing can wait. I'm gonna go see Helena.
Okay. Where?
Gonna go to the bar real quick and say, Helga, give me a shot, something strong.
Roll a persuasion check.
Here I go. Where's my persuasion? There it is, 14.
Mm-hmm.
She kind of raises a brow at you, and she kind of goes, "Day drinking is unbecoming of you," and she slides you a shot.
It's courage of the liquid variety.
Don't make it a habit.
I won't. I'd need it for this, though. Okay, thank you.
She sighs and turns to her pebs and goes, "Lady troubles."
I pretend I didn't hear that, and I'm going to... So, Helena, I believe I was told that I could find her at the temple, and we had a path to the temple that she was working at.
There are multiple
via...
temples. There's the new one that they're building, and then there's the one out of town that's a ways away.
Shit. I could probably. Fuck. I'll cast sending on Solly.
Okay.
I'll say, hey, you wouldn't happen to know where Helena is right now, would you?
Okay.
I'm looking for her, and I would appreciate it.
I gotta write this message out. Sorry. What's the other word? Reliquaries, and what's the other one? It's artifacts. That's it, artifacts.
Yeah.
You get a message back, and you hear, panic. Around this time, she's probably in the middle crafting district, dropping off reliquaries and artifacts.
Okay. I'll go looking for her there, then. I'll go to the middle crafting district.
You head to the middle crafting district. Not your favorite place. A lot of dwarves. But as you make your way, go ahead for me and roll a perception check.
I'm going to polymorph into an owl. No, an eagle. Just a regular eagle. And I'm going to fly up to a rooftop for this.
Okay, absolutely.
And they say that an eagle's perception.
I'm not gonna roll that away.
All right. Here we go. First one is a 15. Second one is a 16. 16.
Okay. As you scour around, you see the various crowds. You fly place to place, various forge spots, places where they're making chain, places where they seem to be making new ballista. And as you make your way over to a sort of like a stall, it's kind of a food rations, higher imported fruits and meats and all sorts of things. At first, you don't recognize her. You kind of have to double take as you see Helena currently guiding a mule that is basically pulling a cart that seems to be empty at the moment. And you see her at a fruit stall. It looks like she is buying some fruit for herself. You even kind of see, and as you kind of fly a bit closer, you see her kind of take an apple and hands some copper coins to the dwarven stall owner. And she kind of goes to the mule and she goes, "Our secret," and feeds the mule a big apple, and it happily eats it.
Does she have an apple for herself?
And she does, yeah.
Okay. I'll just swoop down somewhere behind her, and then while she's not looking, I will transform back into Panic Grimtongue, and
You watch as she kind of, not noticing you, is just kind of petting the mule, and she's like, "Oh, good boy," and kind of petting under its chin, and it kind of, it's strange, you know. A horse has sort of shorter ears, a mule has huge ears, and it's very large as well. But it seems to have a very peaceful face, and as it kind of sees you transform, it kind of unsettles for a moment and kind of makes this weird sort of strange noise between a horse and a donkey. And kind of the ears flip up immediately, and you see her go, "Oh, it's okay." And she turns around and she sees you, and immediately you see her eyes kind of go wide, and there's like a moment where she just freezes in place.
hey,
You're, she kind of turns immediately now and straightens, and she goes, "You're back."
yeah, good to see you. Can I get a read of what she's thinking at the moment?
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll an insight check.
Oh boy. 14.
She got a 10. She seems nervous. Like she's scrambling to like collect words that have fallen all over the floor with her fingers. Lady Saliantris mentioned you were on a mission for her, and I'm glad to see that you've returned safe.
Yeah.
I've been busy with my own work as well.
You don't need to be so formal with me.
You see her as she kind of goes to say something. You see her bring down her teeth and kind of bring her teeth together with her lips unclosed, kind of like, kind of for a moment, and she kind of looks at the ground. You watch as the mule kind of brings its head and kind of like brings down its head on her shoulder a couple times, and she goes, "It's okay. It's okay." And she kind of pets it.
Do you want to... You look like you're in the middle of something. Do you want to walk and talk, or...
No. I don't. She kind of brings her fingers to her forehead a bit. I honestly thought you were going to be gone longer.
Me too, kinda. If you don't want to talk yet, that's fine.
You watch as you say that, and there's this sort of tense interaction. The dwarf apple seller goes, "I'm just gonna go on a break," and she puts a little sign between you two that says, "We'll be back in like 10 minutes." And she just kind of steps away from the scene. And you see as Hela kind of turns to her and then turns back to you and goes, I don't know what to say to you. I never know what to say to anyone.
Well, I was trying for a good bit to figure out what to say to you, too.
Well, then say it.
He looks at the cart and the floor, averts his eyes for just a second. He swallows hard. Looks her in the eyes and says, "You have no idea how glad I am that I met you."
You see her step back. What does that mean?
Means that you're whether you realize that or not, you've shown me so much about what it means to be a good person, and you've done so much for me out of the kindness of your own heart, and you make me want to be a better person. And you're the first person who's really shown me genuine kindness in a long time. And whether or not those feelings are something more or will grow into something more is, I don't know, and I'm scared. But I couldn't think of any other way to tell you that, and I'm sorry if I scared you.
I haven't done anything. I don't know what you're talking about.
What do you mean?
I hurt you. You hurt me. And I'm fine with that now. And sure, we've seen each other, but that's not how... She kind of purses her hands to her temples again, like her forehead, and scratches her head. That's not how...
I reach into my jacket pocket and I pull out the Zarv poster, which is hopefully clean of stains now.
You hope so, yeah.
Yeah. I'll prestidigitation it a bit more just on its way out, and I'll slowly unfold it. You stood in line for hours for this, just because it was something I was interested in. It might have led to something. You met with Zarv, and you joined the musical menagerie, and you connected with people. And you were instrumental in helping me find my mother, who I've been looking for 16 years.
Just, she begins to like pull the mule away, and she goes, I just wanted to return the favor. You helped me, I helped you. That's all it means. Isn't that all that means?
I don't know. But this is hard.
I should go. And she kind of pulls the mule and begins to walk away. And as she kind of passes by you, the mule kind of looks towards you and kind of snorts a little bit. Not like aggressively, just kind of like, oh, hi, as it walks past. Do you do anything as she leaves? As you hold on that moment, thinking, wondering what you could do, you feel a large hand whoop, on your shoulder.
Huh.
And I hate, because I didn't realize this, and I didn't realize how convenient this is. As you turn around and you look up, you see Zeus.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Hey, Panic, we're running a special on butts. Oh.
Girls, am I right?
He looks down at you. He has like a basket under the crook of one of his arms, and his hand is on your shoulder. And he kind of looks up and goes, wow.
Fuck.
come here. You watch as he, for the first time, very flirtatious usually, but Zeus is very firm with you, and he kind of gestures over.
Oh. What?
Sit down.
Is Helena still an eye shot?
She's gone. She's left. She's not even looking back at you right now.
All right, he'll sit down then.
Zeus doesn't sit down next to you, and he actually brings up a leg and kind of sets it next to you as the other leg stands on the ground. He kind of leans over and he goes, "What are you doing?"
What do you mean? I'm trying to tell a girl that I like her.
You're doing a really poor job of that.
Yeah, I see that.
Don't get mad at me. I want to help.
Sorry, my fucking nerves are fried.
He kind of looks over to where Helena walked away and goes, "That's Nap Girl, right?"
Please don't say you all call her that.
He kind of leans and gives a little bit of like a curt sort of like, kinda.
Oh, God damn it.
Why are you doing that?
What? Doing what?
You're giving her a curated version of yourself.
What does that mean?
Come on. You're panic fucking Grimtongue. You don't just do an entire concert confessing a love to a girl and then awkwardly try and do it again in a city street where mud is everywhere. He kind of brings up his foot and stands next to you and sits down. And you watch as he sets back his basket, which actually has a bottle of mulberry wine in it. Kind of weird, out of season. And he kind of brings up his arms into his lap and leans forward and looks at you and goes, "What do you want to do with this girl?"
I want to see if she wants to go out on a date. Or
He
maybe
immediately brings his hand and kind of like gives you like a little, not a harmful, but like a kind of a stiff karate chop to the forehead. No, be honest. What do you want to do with this girl? End of the line. What do you want? Do you want to marry her? Do you want to have children with her?
he looks like he wants to say something and he keeps opening his mouth and gritting his teeth. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. When it came to our relationship, we knew exactly what we wanted.
Well,
And you were very clear with that.
that's different, and
How is it different?
I paid for it for one.
He looks over and smiles and goes, "Not the first time." Well, the first time, not the second time.
Not the second time, but and so, what are you suggesting?
Maybe she's scared of you because she doesn't know what you want. And maybe if you tell her what you want, sure, it could be bold, but it might be what she needs to hear. Because then at least she knows what she's going to be up against. You could see how wishy-washy she was, couldn't you? She wasn't sure what you wanted. She wasn't sure what you were asking. She didn't even know what you meant.
For God's sake.
He puts a hand on your shoulder and kind of pats you on the back and shakes you a bit and kind of goes,
How the fuck do people do this?
It's messy, but there are ways to do it. We offer counseling for a reason.
He just sort of looks at his palms. Counseling? Is that what I need?
I have a better question. Why haven't you told her yet?
I tried to. I tried
Not
to at the
about-
concert. I tried to just now.
Not that. He grabs your horn and shakes you a bit.
Ow! That's the tender one!
I meant about the nap room. Why haven't you told her the truth yet?
Because I'm embarrassed about it, and I don't want her to be embarrassed about it, and...
Let it... If she's not going to be embarrassed about it now, how do you think she's going to handle it later?
So I just go up to her, tell her I want to start a relationship with her, and hee-haw, honky-dory.
He thinks for a bit.
I'm trying, man. I tried to do this from a number of different angles. And fuck, I went on a whole journey to figure out if I even could.
You're overthinking it, though. And you're not looking from the right angle.
Am I?
Think about it. He kind of nods and gestures towards where she went. We've met quite a few women and men like that. Holy people. Some have taken vows, some haven't. Don't confuse guilt for innocence.
She's guilty?
Of course. Think about it. She's from Periton, right?
I mean, I know all about that. I know all about what she went through. Or at least from what she told me.
He kind of leans and looks forward and goes, they arrange things, don't they, in Periton? I heard rumors. What was her name? There's a cleric from there. They partner them up with paladins, right? Make them marry each other, have children.
Yeah, the forced arranged marriage stuff.
I can see you're cringing and you're gritting your teeth.
It's because it's weird.
To us. But have you not thought about it from her perspective? Think about how simple it is, how easy it is. There's no worry. There's no knowing you're going to mess it up. It's just a problem. Like, he kind of looks over. Buying mulberry wine in the middle of summer. Or completing a quest. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that's what she's used to.
The thing is, I don't want to put her in the position that her paladin put her through.
And what mistakes did he make?
He saw what happened to her face and then threw her away.
He just kind of sighs and just kind of breathes. You watch as he shuffles through your pocket and he hands you something.
What's this?
Remention ticket for the two of you. He puts the hand. No, it's not what you think. Just... He stands up and kind of leans forward and goes, maybe just be a bit more direct. Ask what she wants. Have you thought about doing that? What do you want, Helena? What would make you happy? And he jabs your chest. Like, he brings a finger and jabs your chest pretty firmly. Don't try to force things to work.
Trust me, that's the last thing I want to do.
But you're
If
gonna
she
have to
just-
be patient.
If she just wants to keep things simple, like, well, I guess before this, but
Also,
Then-
he gives you another, like, he gently yanks the horn, the tender horn, a little bit, not enough to hurt you. Don't put all that pressure on her. You changed yourself. Give yourself a little bit of credit. Lavrosia's breath. You're like bad poetry in motion. He lets go of your horn.
well, that's why I'm a musician.
Well, maybe talking would be better than playing a song.
Yeah.
Give it some time. If I can make
That's
some
all
advice,
I've been fucking doing is giving time.
don't
How
get
long?
sassy with me. He leans over you again and gets very adamant.
I'm not just
Do
frustrated.
you know any other Periton girls, like any at all?
Solly?
Have you asked them about this? I don't know. Maybe there's some sort of Periton dating ritual that's been forgotten from this arranged whatever, who's it's.
I guess I could try.
It's better than nothing.
Suppose I'm back to waiting then.
No. He's gonna help you up to your feet as he reaches out with his hand and just pulls you up out of the bench. You're gonna do your research. You're gonna think of a battle plan. And you're going to have a less flowery, civil conversation with the woman you want to either marry, go on a date with, have sex with, none of my business. And you're going to be very clear with that. So she knows what she's getting into because you are panic fucking Grimtongue. And he kind of leans forward very close to the mouth and goes, and I've facilitated your needs before. And he gives you a little pat on the butt and begins to sort of walk. And gives you a
Hey.
nod and winks and goes,
How much did that wine cost?
nothing. I had to find it. I have a customer. He pulls out the bottle. I have a weird customer who loves this shit. It's awful. I hate it. But we try to provide any needs or wants.
Apparently.
Just bring your lady friend to the Romantian Panic. Be nice to meet her. You know, closely. He gives you a little wink.
Sort of raise an eyebrow at that last line, but okay.
He walks away.
Panic sits on the bench and just looks up at the sky.
You watch as the dwarf who had the fruit stand kind of steps out, looks side to side, seeing you're both gone, notices you on the bench and goes, "Oh!" And she just grabs the sign and kind of puts it away and goes back to serving customers. All right. Panic, that is your scene done.
So while there's a quick second, that was phenomenal, both of you. That was really,
Oh,
really
yeah.
good. Really good. I'll be quiet now.
Okay. And as the scene switches to Borky making his way to the cheesery, we're going to take a break here.
Okay, sweet.
Oh,
I'm gonna go have
boy.
some cheese
Well-
to get in the mood.
I lied. I'm back. It's the halftime show.
Oh, snack time.
Give me some Cheez-Its.
Yeah.
God, it's been a while since we've actually split the party. I'm like, wow, like,
Yep.
Jesus, it's been a long time.
Phenomenal. work,
Don't
man.
you know?
Phenomenal
You
work.
sometimes split the party.
How's it going, guys? Let's crack a lacking. I hope everybody's behaving.
So there is a chance we won't get to everybody today. We'll have to carry over into next session. So just a heads up on that.
All right.
I'll see what I can do to help you out.
Oh, okay.
Pegleg Bob, thank you for the 500 bits. Jesus Christ, that was so good. I cringe so hard. Like Big Bird, thank you for the bits. Panic, kiss the gal. 22, thank you for the Prime sub. Appreciate that. Zenlita, thank you for the 690 bits. That RP was phenomenal. I felt the vulnerability in Panic's voice. Holy shit. Connor, you killed it. Haunch Punch with 100 bits. Casa Beneviento, more like Casa Beneviento. Nope. Oh my god. Fucking Mark with 50.
Oh my god, Mark.
Fuck you, Mark.
Mark,
Stop
can you
it.
Stop it, please.
Stop it. Stop it.
Bruh.
Bro. Nom Nom Goblin, thank you for the 300 bits. Downtime RP is some of the best RP. They get to be themselves without the world crashing around them. Well, kind of, yes.
I mean, we can make it crash all on our
Yes. Goose Carnival with the 300 bits. I just tried to skip and realized it's live. Here's bits instead. Good job. That's good work. Welcome to the live show.
It's just
This ain't a
It's
Final
just my
Fantasy
personal
14
life that's
duty
crashing
Final
around down
Quest,
me.
my guy.
It's
Are you
like,
okay, Connor? Are you okay though? Like as a player, want to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
no, that's great.
Okay. Shout out to Jack who helped me figure out that scene a little bit more.
Of course he did. Dark Wolf, thank you for the 10 bits. Panic's got to tell her what he wants. What he really, really wants. Oh, don't start that crap.
I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want.
Don't. Nene, thank you for the 500 bits. Poor Panic, I completely understand and can empathize. Like Big Bird with some more bits. So, will Panic use the 500k diamond for a wedding ring? No, because we're probably going to die more.
Mm-hmm.
Alan Titan, thank you for the 10 bits. Hashtag cringe. Burnout Vaughn with 100 bits to describe that scene. Hi, I'm in danger. You're damaged. Want to process our emotions? I'd rather not. Let's see. What do we got? We've got Apollyon with 15,000 bits.
Damn.
Ah, Jesus.
Jeez. Bosco, when did you start voice acting and what was your inspiration to do so? Boy, you wasted a lot of bits on a really bad story. So, oh, man. When did I start voice acting? Like 2009 is when I technically started. Why? Because I wanted to be in Red versus Blue. That's the story. There's nothing else. It's not cool. I didn't watch cartoons. Like, it's the stupidest story.
Bosco had to be in Vampire Knight. It was his life's purpose to
Monty,
be in
shut up.
Vampire Knight.
Shut up and go feed your animals, which you probably forgot. Disco Tech
Legacy.
Priest with 500 bits. Hey, since Greckles is the DHD sponsor code this month, can we get an anime-style sponsor sting?
Man, I'd have to hire someone for that.
Why? Why don't you just do it? Ah, there you go. See, Zito already did it.
I could see Mark doing that, just like unironically.
I'm sure I butchered it, and Gaijin is like cringing so hard he's about to rocket off his seat and punch me
But
down.
I
why
could
would
also
you
see
more
Gaijin doing it since he also speaks the
I was
language
about
and
to say-
also a talented voice actor. I got your back, Gaijin. Fuck Mark.
I was about to say, like, no, I'm actually a little jaded now that no one's like, hey, Gajin, why don't you do the sting?
I got you, though. I'm right here, though. I got you. It should be you. It should definitely be from somebody who's still actually on the show.
I'm just eating my chocolate.
Infinite Scratch with 45 bits should just ask Task for help with romance. He's got his own shit to deal with. Hang on a second. Let's see. Zenlita with 100 bits or 200 bits. Does he really, really, really want to zig a zig?
Only if he wants to be a lover to get with their friends.
Sergeant Tucker, thank you for the 100 bits. More bits for Blue Team. The Firestarter, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. 100 bits from Nettle Norseman with 100 bits saying, wasn't Iggy and Fluffy making Task armor from Underdark parts a while ago?
Oh my fucking god, that's right.
You should check in with that. Gothic, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub. Appreciate it. Scrolling on down. 95 Derpy Wolves, thank you for giving 2 tier 1 subs to the community.
I have pizza.
Thanks, Pi. I'm glad you appreciated that. Okay, Bosco, what team? I didn't care. Anything in red versus blue. It doesn't matter.
Did you see the sport ball shirt?
Monty, I both liked, retweeted, and commented on it. No,
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't see it.
I was busy working on Unexpectables.
Sure.
But
America Roleplayer with 1,500 bits. Hey, guys. Heard about you from a Honeycast. Sorry about that. My first live show. You guys have helped keep my spirits up through getting Let's Go cause COVID, getting into and recovering from a car accident, starting college for acting, and 2 quarters of finals. I start every day with the Unexpectable compilations and wanted to thank you guys so much for everything you do. So again, I'm sorry, but hey, welcome. And that's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Sergeant Tucker with 100 bits. Okay, Bosco, what team? I said it didn't matter. I wanted to be in it. Insane Sec, thank you for the 6,969 bits. Nice. Came for funny numbers, staying for the feels and cheese. Oh, we go cheese it up.
Now you got me thinking about what got me into fucking voice acting, like what I wanted to be my dream thing to be a part of.
I mean, it's changed for me now. Like, that was just what made me start thinking about it, and that set me on the path. There's a lot more to that story. We only have so much time in the halftime show.
Idiot Chris's fucking deal was Looney Tunes because Mel Blanc's voice was fucking
Oh,
amazing.
I feel you. I was all about and Dawes Butler. Let's not forget Hanna-Barbera. Dawes Butler is overlooked, but he was as good as Mel Blanc. Mel just had an on-camera career, so he's a little bit better known. Vince Smoke, thank you for the 100 bits. Panic is So Me via 2009 in high school romance. Yeah, but now you're heavyweight champion, so it all came full circle, Vince Smoke. Zan, thank you for the 200 bits. Hope you're all well. Take the love bits. Dragon, thank you for the 400 bits. Damn it, Panic. Just be a straight shooter. There's nothing straight about Panic. Come on.
It was true, but a happy Pride Month, everybody. I was kidding.
Happy Pride Month, everybody. By the way, this means that my downtime's going to go great because you got fucking rocked. Now, if you had had sex, I would have had to roll initiative.
Man, that would have been great. I can't believe Panic had sex almost.
Cosmosis, thank you for the 100 bits. It's possible this is Panic's first time experiencing potentially unrequited affection. An excellent scene to you all. Looking forward to when Remy does his version of that scene. What?
What?
What? All right. The Citra King, thank you for a tier 1 sub. Oh, hey, another month here. Cyberheart, thank you for the 100 bits. Thanks for everything you guys do. No, thank you for everything that you do. Papusa Monkey with 100 bits. Bosco would be Doc's practice dummy, and he will like it. What? I don't know what that means.
Man.
Red thank you for the 100 bits. Good show so far. That whole Panic drama was really good. Now, the cheese. Also, the cheers. Haunch Punch, thank you for the 150 bits. I quit my job at the bank today. On my way out, someone asked me to check their balance, so I pushed them. Let's not commit any form of assault at any point in time.
Yeah,
I hope when you quit your job, you did it because you were tired and have lots of money saved up. Otherwise, make sure you can only donate if you're able. We appreciate every bit and every sub, but definitely take care of yourselves first.
Wait, what'd I miss?
You missed 200 bits from Raw Hockey Dude. They're saying, finally made it to a live show. Question for Monty and or Gaijin, so welcome back. But does Kai have a physical form yet? I know that he's wings, but does Greckles get a mantle or cape to wear that become the wings, or do they just appear?
Working on that.
They did have a scene where all 3 of them manifested themselves, so it is canon that they have a form. And there is art of what Kai looks like, so you can kind of extrapolate from that. But yeah, as far as wearing something, that's up to Gaijin and Monty, and stay tuned.
Oh, wait. Bosco, it was the bank thing? That was a pun.
What?
That was a pun.
What?
quit my job at the bank. On my way out, someone asked me to check their balance, so I pushed them.
Yeah, I don't get it. Their balance would be like what's in their bank account. So you normally have like a checkings and a savings, and when you commit assault, that is not okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It's not. I felt bad for them because, well, first of all, I guess hope that they have enough money to live off of, and then I was worried about the assault part of it because you definitely shouldn't just push people randomly.
Oh, we've reached peak meta. My head hurts. Fuck's sake. Can I play?
Oh, you're good.
I
Magic,
have
thank
to
you for the
point-
100
I have to-
bits.
I have to point something out real fast.
Yes.
I'm peeking in the live chat a little bit while I eat my pizza. And people are like, wait, they offer counseling at the Romantion? I'm like, I feel like people forgot Willow's pamphlet that she got.
Probably because how long ago was that, Monty?
A while.
Anyway, Magic wants to say, funny we got some heat in this episode because I've been looking up chili peppers and cayenne peppers that's in the Cajun sauce and sweet chili sauce that I've been braving through while watching the session. Turns out these peppers are actually in the middle range of the Scoville scale, being around 6 times to 12 times hotter than a jalapeno, which is about 2,500 to 8,000 Scoville, respectively. Chile de Arbol is between 15,000 and 30,000, and cayenne pepper is 30,000 to 50,000. Heaven, Liverosia, save your mouth.
Am I a bitch baby for wanting to just stick around in the 600 to 900 region?
Nah, you're good. You do you, fam. Ronnie, thank you for the 100 bits. Okay, got my gamers sups. Let's go.
You got gamer
Magic, thank you for
Excellent.
200 more bits. Shut up, Mark Allen Jr.
No, I know. What did he have to say?
Nothing.
Was it about
Bass
tornadoes?
Tills, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime sub. Appreciate that. Is everybody back?
Mm-hmm.
Monty's not back.
I'm here. I'm eating. Sorry.
Hopefully she'll get back soon.
She's here.
I'm eating.
Man, I miss her.
Eventually she'll get back.
Fucking.
It's all right.
I'll be back. Don't worry.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
Eventually. I mean, she takes her time during the break, so that's okay. She deserves it. She works very hard. You know the weird thing about Monty?
What's that?
It's just she has this amazing ability to be like super talented and yet so down to earth and humble like all the time. It's crazy.
It's fucking nuts, ain't it?
It's not like I really respect it. Like you should see like there's a bunch of YouTube comments. So for those of you that don't know, I go through the YouTube comments and like all of them are just praising Monty. A lot of them were for Gaijin talking about how he made them cry during the last couple of sessions. It was really good.
If this
there was
a
one
TV
comment in
show,
particular. Huh?
If this
Monty,
was-
you're back. Hi.
Oh, hey.
If this was a TV show, I would have been in the background just staring at the camera while these two are having a fucking conversation.
It's true. Anyway, so before we were rudely interrupted by somebody who wasn't even supposed to be here in this scene, thank you so much for all of the kind YouTube comments. Shout out to Pi, who also does his DM breakdowns. I always love the role-playing episodes. So in the comments, they were like, you know what? I'm just going to break down what everybody's level up is because I got nothing to nitpick. And I'm like, yes.
Actually, he rolled a save instead of an ability check, so.
I can't complain about it. It's all subjective. Oh, fuck!
No, actually, I go through Pi stuff because I'm actually legitimately interested in what they find in the episodes. But that's the appropriate place to back CDM. And thank you to everybody who's tuning in live. There are 1,500 people here.
What?
Holy shit.
Yeah, we've been having some big shows. I feel like a lot of people are getting caught up, and they're joining the live shows again. So thank you for everybody who's here. Shout out to Artsy who if you guys are checking out the slideshow for the first time, that was done by one of Monty's friends. They put all those beautiful pictures together, all the community fan art that we get. We throw it into a giant folder and we're able to air it here during the show. So before, during the break, and then afterwards, we can check out all the cool art. So we'll every now and then we'll call out something cool, like Greckles having wings, which just popped up on the screen.
I know.
Stop crying in the live chat, Connor.
What?
Listen,
Connor, are you crying in the live chat?
Can you speak Spanish?
Los
Bueno.
salchichas.
Then how the fuck? Oh
Cabrón?
shit!
Buenos noches, my muchachos.
All I know
Donde
is
está
Los
tu
Salchichas.
cojones, Panic?
All I know is
Welcome,
Los
Brenda.
Salchichas, and anyone who speaks Spanish will know what that means.
Wait, did you just ask where his
El
balls
Diablo.
are?
I
No.
sure did, Greckles.
Oh boy.
Because he needs to man up and go talk to Helena.
No comprende.
I thought it was no comprendo.
Shut up!
Just
He
did
can't
that.
even do bad
Hablo no
Spanish.
inglés. High school Spanish, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
there
man.
too, buddy. We live
Oh,
in
fuck
Texas,
you.
though.
Somewhere Citric is dying, and I'm so happy because it's not even my fault.
Me gusta bailar con queso en mis pantalones.
Judges and Citrus. Nah, man. I actually appreciate having Citric around because during the signings, we actually had a bunch of people pop in from Central and South America.
Oh,
And he did
cool.
all the translating, and I'm like, bless you.
All right, Gaijin, Despacito then.
No, we
your
can't
na-
play
your
this
name is
Accio on
Cressito.
stream. We're going to get shut down.
Thank you for picking up what I put down. Thank you.
I got you.
didn't have-
D-Wacket, thank you for the 100 bits. Just a small thank you for getting me hooked on D&D. Been playing and DMing for a year now. Love y'all.
Sorry, I'm just finishing. I'm doing my last.
No,
bit.
take your time, man. We got nothing to do. We're good.
I'm gonna wash my hands because it was really greasy as well. And I don't want to.
Well, it is
What kind
That's
of
probably good. Don't get it all over your notes. That'd be
What
bad.
kind of
No,
pizza was it,
what kind of
though?
pizza
My
it is.
notes.
Don't do this to me.
Please. I don't want to get it over my beautiful.
Wait, yeah,
velvet
wait, are you
Die Hard
eating pizza?
dice tray.
What
Are you
pizza,
eating
though?
pizza?
No.
Yeah.
What kind of
No.
pizza? What kind
No.
of pizza, Monty?
No.
Pizza.
Shitty Canadian pizza.
I know that.
Well,
All
that's
Canadian
obvious,
pizzas are shitty, but
obvious.
what's on it? What is on the pizza, Monty?
We
It
know
was a Panago Deluxe, which is
Oh,
like
boy.
pepperoni with green peppers, onions,
Oh, yeah.
black
Okay.
olives,
But where's your
Canadian
bacon?
bacon, and then I
Ah,
had
there
a
we go.
chicken club pizza as well, which is I don't even know what's on that. But it's
I mean, that's
All right,
not
all of those
bad.
are
That's
ingredients
fine.
that don't offend my senses. Doom Knight, thank you
Yeah.
for 30 bits. Here, take my bit. Please stop speaking bad Spanish, please. Comprendo, senor. Por
There's
favor.
there's nothing worse than taking a native language and just whiting it up as humanly possible.
Absolutely. Like enchilada. I love
Dude,
enchiladas. quesadillas.
I love quesadillas so much.
Zenlita,
dude.
thank you for the 200 bits. If Citra complains, Gaijin can tell him you're very gomena sorry.
That's
I
true,
refuse.
Oregano ganaimas, Zenlita. Thank you.
all right. I'm back. I'm good to go. Let's keep going.
Well, let's go. We got lots to cover.
Let's
We do.
do
Jared,
this
thank you
like
for the
Brutus.
bits.
I don't know if you guys heard, but we're probably not going to get to everybody today. We're probably going to have to go over into the next session. So just a heads up on that.
Yay!
Sorry. So, Borky, as you run full speed through the city streets towards your cheesery,
I gotta go faster. Let's go faster. Someone's squatting in my house and it's not me.
as you turn around the corner to see your cheesery, you see currently about 13 orcs in varying degrees of construction working on your cheesery exterior at the moment.
Borky is just rushing up, yelling in Orcish, "What the freaking heck is going on here right now?" Borky just says, "Hey, trying to look intimidating, but clearly winded.
You watch as they turn, and you see Steer Valtusk actually turn around, and she's got like nails in her mouth, and like she's got hammers, and she turns around, and she kind of opens her mouth, and the nails kind of fall over, and she goes, "The war chief is back!" And all the orcs like are like, "Whoa!" Like all begin to cheer.
Borky's like, "Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, right, fucking." Now this
They
is
all
the
approach. Your cheesery looks like a blend of Alivastian architecture with emphasis of stronghold, orc
Did
stronghold.
they make it orky? That's the question.
Very
Mike-
orky.
Indeed, excellent bits of metal where they shouldn't be.
There's also above the sign, there's a giant, what looks like some sort of, you think it's a dragon skull of some kind, some sort of like weirdly formed creature that is very menacing in its presence. That's above the door.
For my knowledge, this is the leader of which tribe again? I'm trying to remember. her
Seer
name.
Valtusk is the leader of the Double Tusk clan, which are the wereboars.
Yes, I figured. Okay, I was.
Yeah,
okay, I was correct.
she hangs around the city the most. The other leaders don't because they reside in other villages, but the Double Tusks were kind of nomadic, but now reside in Alivast.
What was her name one more time, just so I know how to.
Steer Valtusk.
Steer Valtusk. Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Because I'm trying to remember all the separate Steer Valtusk. Okay.
You see as like the orcs are like hammering on these embellishments, there's one orc who is like gingerly and daintily painting out like a beautiful cheese sign, like very carefully. And like one of the orcs goes, "You need more yellow." He goes, "Shut up," and like keeps going back to painting really nicely.
I don't even know what to say. What do you?
I mean, it's great to see the Vile Tusk tribe doing well, but I didn't.
Ha! Not just the Vile Tusk tribe, and she
The Double
points.
Tusk. I'm sorry, I'm winded here. Steer, what
You
is
have-
going on? Explain, Borky.
You have the Gruul's men, and she points over, and you see you recognize some of them, some of the younger orc men from Gruul's, from Bronto Village. And she points over, you got some from the Blood Axes, and you see some of the most grizzled, like, angry-looking ones, like, currently daintily fixing, like, windows and cleaning windows.
Is that the painting one? It's just some guy with lots and lots of nose piercings. I got this almost.
Yeah, exactly. He's built like a brick shit house right now. He's wider than Borky, and he's just gently with the tiniest little paintbrush, daintily
Is it
drawing
wrong?
little.
I am
little
imagining
butterflies.
his left hand under his right elbow slowly going in circles. Just
Yep.
perfect pose.
And you also see a Goliath, and you see an orc, and they definitely bear the marks of the Ironclaw clan as well.
My God, you started this while I was off dealing with.
Borky just has a quick montage in his head.
Yeah, he's all like,
And just a quick moment where the enemy gets hit with a spear.
Ah!
and you're back.
It was a fun adventure, to say the least. But the last thing I expected was all of you to be putting work into my treasury. It's the last thing I expected.
Well, we heard that our war chief was making a stronghold for himself to make delectable cheese. When we saw the place, we saw dwarves everywhere with their dwarvish architecture. Puh, we said, and all of the orcs in unison spit on the ground. An orc chief deserves orc architecture.
Well, here's the thing. I should have thought of it. You know why you're all great orcs? It's because you were more orky than me in this moment, because I was too busy trying to think about just the business you forgot that I didn't make it orky. And now look, you've made it so beautifully orky, and now all people will know the way of cheese and orkishness. Because
We also got your things to milk as well inside.
My God, there's so many possible things we could milk.
Come inside, I'll show you.
Oh my God, absolutely. Show me to the milkings.
As you enter inside, the space, the main space is a storefront that has very beautiful and kind of cute display shelves.
This is lovely.
And the racks that the cheese go on are like made out of bone and ribs.
That is so absolutely terrifying, much like a very pungent cheese.
The things we milk are upstairs, and you begin to walk up, and you see the various different like churning stations and spaces to store the cheese. And notably is a series of cages.
I see. Well, how many cages are there?
You count, there's some pens as well. So there's some pens, and then there are some smaller cages. The larger pens, one contains a cow. Makes sense.
Okay, that's now we call that. Now this is the cow, yes? This is for basic cheese.
They all nod. Every single orc nods in unison.
Okay,
Like, yes,
that's
this makes
basic.
sense.
This is basic cheese. Okay, excellent use. Good job, everybody. Good job.
Borky claps for them.
They all-
Good work, guys. Good work.
As you go to the next pen, there are 3 goats.
Okay, this is also excellent. Now, this is skinny milk. Now, it's not like regular milk because I don't think these goats have any lactose, which, as you know, a lot of people don't like. Because
I thought it was called horny milk because it's got horns.
No, guess what? You just got yourself bumped up to the marketing team there, you goddamn genius.
Oh, he smiles and looks proud and confused at the same time.
Excellent, horny milk. We will do, I think we might do gangbusters all day long.
You go to the next one, it's a yak.
Okay, now this is interesting. Now, it's like a goat, but bigger.
They all nod, and you watch this Steer Valatus goes, found that one in the mountains.
I see. Did it
It's
fight
not
much?
a yak folk. It is a yak. It's not a yak folk.
Okay, if it was a yak folk gang, I was about to ask. Okay, it might have to be.
No, it is not.
I wouldn't put it past orcs, though. I don't know.
Actually, you found this in the mountains. Now, interesting. Is it a boy or a girl?
He watches one of the orcs just drops onto the ground and looks underneath, and he stands up and goes, "Oh shit!" And you watch everyone
damn
goes,
it.
"Oh."
All right, we call this one the stud. All right, next one.
It is a smaller pen, and it's filled with about 23 guinea pigs.
All right, the next one. This is for the fine connoisseur. See what's interesting. Now, does anyone have dainty fingers?
They all exchange looks, and I'll look back to you.
We're gonna have to, if we're to milk these guinea pigs, we're gonna need the daintiest fingers Alivast has to offer.
I'll look into it. One of the orcs says that during the silence and just kind of nods and leaves the room.
Now these guinea pigs, now are they locally sourced guinea pigs?
They all exchange a look, and they're like, yeah, pretty much.
Okay, that's fair, that's fair. Now how many did you start with?
They start counting. This many. I think 4, and he holds up 2 fingers.
Okay, so there's a lot more than that. I think there's about, Borky just like flashes the same amount as he's counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Borky's not counting properly. Yeah, it's more now, so that means that they're fucking. So any excess, I think we might have to sell as designer food.
Ooh, they all kind of and nod.
Okay,
like,
well,
okay, sounds great.
Okay, it's fair, but like, let's make sure this is an interesting setup here. Guinea pigs already now.
They bring you over to the smaller cages now.
Okay.
And there's a group of rats.
Now these were locally sourced rats in the house, I'm assuming?
Yeah, found them right in the sewers. One of them.
See, that's
nods
perfect.
proudly.
That's perfect. They're local. They're from the people will love to know that they're locally sourced rat cheese.
They all nod.
Exactly. Okay, interesting.
There's one little cage left.
Borky comes over and squints his eyes.
Roll a dexterity saving throw with advantage.
Oh, here we go. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, dexterity saving throw?
Yeah.
Don't mind if I do.
Okay.
14.
You jump back 10 feet as a massive venomous python snaps towards you, and you back away as it hisses and kind of recoils into the back of the cage. And one of the orcs goes, I heard you can milk snakes.
That is true. Scientifically speaking, you should be able to milk a snake. But the question is,
Don't know where the udders or nipples are on it, though.
Well, that's the thing. When we put a bunch of orcs get together, we fucking solve problems. That's what we do, eh?
Yeah!
That's what we do. We'll call this spicy cheese.
They'll nod.
All right.
One of the Goliath actually approaches you. It's he has the splotchy markings that you remember from the Ironclaw clan. And he kind of says, he goes, I was meant to send you a message.
Ironclaw clan, yes.
From the matriarchs.
Borky gives a bow of his head, pound of his chest.
The chieftain is pleased. The matriarchs are also pleased. We had more than expected arrive. Most of them were quite short, though, but...
Well, 88 is as long as it keeps to the specifications of what you want. And if anything, what I'm thinking here is we could even put up an ad in the front of the cheesery. If needs be. Because if anything, I might trust all the orcs outside of sourcing all my local cheese ingredients.
They all kind of look around and nod, and they go...
Well, it's a different kind of hunting. It's really like exploring hunting, really.
You watch as one kind of turns and goes, Can you milk a griffin? They all kind of begin to raise their eyebrows.
Cowards have tried, but the brave boys are here now. Yeah, Borky pounds his chest all the guys.
They all begin to stampede out the door excitedly on their quest to make special cheese. And there's really nothing else besides the fact that Adric actually had his crew scared off by the orcs, and they took over for you.
Borky looks up at the sign of the cheesery. What does it look like? One more time.
It's blank, so you need to name the cheesery.
I think I gotta think of a name finally. I think I might have one. Borky just smiles and thinks about it to himself.
Okay. So.
That was fun as shit.
You have some animals.
Well, interesting.
You have alone. 1 cow, 3 goats,
I'm gonna write this
a
down.
yak. I think
male
it's
yak.
A male yak. Yeah. Oops. You have 23 guinea pigs,
Yes.
Probably about 45 rats.
Yeah.
And a giant python.
Yes.
Venomous python. Basically,
How big is the python?
like 9, 10, 12 feet.
That's a lot of milk. Perfect. 45 rats. Jesus. One big snake.
You got one giant ass snake.
Oh, big snake. Borky cracks his knuckles. All right, let's try out that cow.
Isn't it fucking bad that I'm just sitting here when he goes, oh, we'll eat the guinea pigs. I'm like, they were kind of bred to be that as well, too, which I'm just
They
like...
were, yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly why I get it.
They're pets in the West, but they're actually bred as a staple diet in places, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So. Sorry, chat.
Other nations are different from your nation.
All right.
Borky, so Borky Borky rolls up his sleeves metaphorically, which is just him moving up his muscles, and goes inside with a mighty dirt. Let's try our hand at making some cheese.
Okay. All right. So, as Borky makes cheese, Remy.
Yeah.
You make your way up to the High Council District.
Yep.
And you meet Salyandris at the gates.
Oh, she's at the gates.
Yeah, I assume you contacted her beforehand.
Yes, I just didn't realize she was gonna meet me at the damn gates. Oh boy. Okay. So then she's gonna see this. Remy is going because there's the steps that lead up to the gate, correct?
Yes, there are.
So she will probably see him hesitate to even go up the steps, and he will not make actual eye contact with her until he manages to get all the way up and then notice her at the gate with his hand on his sword. And
Remy.
he will stand at attention. Lady Salyandris, it's good to see you.
It's good to see you too. Glad I got your letter.
Yes, I appreciate you meeting with me. It means a lot.
I wish you could just walk right up to the Hoketh Temple, but, well, you are my charge after all.
Exactly, and I'd like to follow procedure.
Absolutely. Things have been, she kind of continues. She begins to walk and talk with you, looking up towards the giant airship, which now you can hear humming above you.
Mm-hmm.
As you look straight up, you can see the attic and you can see the airship kind of idly hovering in the sky. Things are changing constantly.
Yes, that they are. How are you holding up?
It's strange. She kind of keeps walking. I feel like I should be beside myself or miserable or blaming myself or I don't know. It's hard to describe. Maybe I've just grown up. I can't just feel bad for myself anymore. I feel like I have power again. Power that I didn't realize I had that was my own. But I also have really good friends and she kind of laughs.
You have autonomy over your life again.
Not just that. I have people who want me for me, I guess, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
They don't care about me because they have to. It's because they want to. It's like Task. When he got mad at me for not eating, I was so beside myself, but you know, he was very firm with me. She kind of gives you a smile.
Mm-hmm.
But it was nice of him. Stuff like that.
How have things been with... How do I say this without ruining something else? You have a lot of eyes on you, appreciative people who would wish your companionship.
You watch as her, she's always kind of had this sort of radiant glow to her, just naturally. You just see her eyes go kind of half open, and she kind of you can see her dull a little bit. And it's not like a depression thing, it's just like a heavy sigh thing. And she just kind of steps forward. She stops, and do you stop as well?
Yes.
It's strange. As many things change, some things stay the same.
Have things stayed the same with you? Because in the end, that's what matters, is what you want.
I don't know, Master Remy. Brork has taken care of me. He has a good heart, but he's a bit much. Quarion is dedicated, and he feels as if he owes me. But he's a little fast-paced. Greckles has always been there for me, but he can be a little... She kind of scratches the back of her neck. Flaky at times.
So, I take it your thoughts on the matter haven't changed.
I just don't... I perhaps it is egotistical of me to say I suppose I understand. Imperaton Azamar bloodlines are valuable, and they wish to share the power of my father, Solar, with as many bloodlines as possible. I don't know.
If I might make a suggestion.
She kind of looks up towards you. Look, if you're telling me to just kill and eat all of them, Azra Sahar already recommended that, and it is tempting, but probably not the right thing to do.
I'm sorry, milady. That was a joke, correct?
I think so.
Oh dear. I was hoping maybe I was being stiff again. Oh dear. All right. Okay. So no, that was not going to be my suggestion, although I understand why maybe Azra would suggest that, considering her temperament.
She shrugs. She just literally see you just like shrugs up and down.
No, oh boy, I really shouldn't be doing this. I've made enough messes.
No, I like talking to you. You seem to understand.
If any of these three interest you and there are concerns that you have, for example, Greckles, it seems you are very keen on him, but if his flakiness bothers you, perhaps it would be good to simply speak about it.
The problem is, Master Remy, and she keeps walking at this point.
Remy will keep following.
It's not that I don't like all three of them, it's that I like all three of them.
I see.
And if it were Periton, this would be simpler, if you can believe it.
No,
but I'm glad I'm not in Periton, though.
I try to refrain from saying that I can understand, but in Periton the decision is made for you. Which...
No, not for me.
Ah.
The only decision that's made for me is the fact that Azamar are not allowed to pair with other Azamar, and that Azamar are not allowed to marry.
That does make it easy.
You just get a list, and if it interests you, it interests you, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. At least they have that moderate courtesy. Can't say that much for my fellow clerics.
I do not envy the position.
How did we get like this? How many years? She kind of looks up towards you.
From my experience, tradition is a terrible reason to do anything.
It's pure pressure from dead people.
Indeed. And just because it's precedent doesn't make it right, or the ideal situation.
I suppose. I don't want to do anything until I'm free. Really free of everything. If it's even possible.
I think that's a wise decision. And you've handled it with grace and with, well, an air of confidence about you that I'm proud you have found.
She just sighs deeply as you guys begin to make your way up towards the steps of the Hoketh temple. Are you okay?
No. No, I'm not.
If you don't
I
get the
haven't been okay
answer...
since... Sorry.
No.
I haven't been all right for a while.
You know, it's okay to not be okay.
Normally I would agree with you, but I'm sure you're aware of my position and my status and the way it reflects on my house if I am seen wallowing in my own self-pity and my mind's inability to deal with its, let's say, interesting circumstances.
Remy. Do you look at her?
Yes.
You're a human first, and a noble second.
Technically Kenku, but yes.
Right.
Sorry,
The
that was a
term
joke. I'm
goes-
sorry.
There's an awkward silence between the two of you as you both look at the floor. You're a Kenku first, and a noble second. If you cannot be one, you cannot be the other. And you know that.
Were it so easy, but you're right. I can't argue with your logic. This whole thing terrifies me. I thought I was over this, and then here I am at the steps like a cat begging for food.
Isla might like the company. Sully begins to walk up the stairs a bit more.
Remy's going to take a minute before he follows after, and if she looks back, she'll notice that his normally firm grip on his sword is actually shaking a little bit, and he will step by step slowly walk after her.
Okay. You guys enter inside of the Hoketh temple, beautifully adorned in the dark gothic sort of blues and dark black stones, foreboding yet elegant and friendly in its composition somehow. And you see the various Hoketh clerics donning their veiled hats and their robe-like armor, bearing shovels on their back and various other regalia. Excuse me. As you make your way inside of the expansive and large temple. I used to come here in the mornings.
Was it just to see the sights?
I'd have breakfast with Isla every morning when I was adjusting.
Oh,
Here.
then maybe I should ask you, is there, I've never been able to get a good read on her. I asked Panic, he has more experience than I, and she just seems very hard to read, probably intentionally, and my only experience with her was interesting to say the least.
I don't wish to spike your anxiety, but she does like the wide mouth cat face towards you, like,
Thank you for being here.
Of course. She kind of reaches over and she takes your hand. Not romantically, but,
Friends.
supportively.
Yep.
Yeah. And she kind of gives it a squeeze and she goes, I don't want to. I know how you feel. Not completely, but feeling lost. And Pilcher told me something. If you don't get the answers you want, if you can't let go of the past, which I struggled with for a really long time, Pilcher said that the past is a different country. They do things differently there. And I'm sorry, I don't know if that's helping or...
No, it is. It is. Yeah. Just an answer would be nice.
She nods, and you guys enter into a further chamber where you see currently sitting in a nook of one of the sort of grave parts of the chamber. Lady Isla currently speaking to two clerics, one of which appears to be a gnome, another one that appears to be a very tall and very slender elf. And she hands them a piece of paper, and you hear her Roll a perception check. No advantage because this is to listen.
Got it. Still a 21.
Okay, you hear this very clearly. You hear a voice go. You hear one of the gnome go. So far, we only know that there's one in Atron, and the one that we have has completely left continent. I'm sorry, Lady Isla, but we are unable to find it from this point on. You see Lady Isla go, Search anyway, just in case we might have missed something. Thank you. And they watch as the two Hoketh clerics part and leave. And the two of you approach, and Sully kind of gives a tight squeeze to your hand and gives you a reassuring nod.
She will watch Remy just very quickly out of the corner of his eye brush something away and stand up straight.
Oh. Remus Corbeau and Solly Andrus. She kind of smiles at Solly. You can see Solly. Roll an insight check on Solly.
Okay. It's a 14.
Okay. Solly looks... You can't get a read on Solly. You watch as Isla kind of looks towards you, Remy. Kind of that little side glance you know all too well. She looks back to Solly, and she kind of rests her head on her hand, and she goes, Open any interesting doors lately, Solly? And you watch as Solly kind of goes, I think that's my cue to leave. Good luck, Remy. And she turns around and very, sort of embarrassed shuffles away. And Lady Isla turns towards you. To what do I owe the pleasure, Remus Corbeau?
Lady Isla, I have a request if you would hear it.
I am here. What is your request?
Remy is actually going to undo the Hoketh sword that is tied around his waist. He's going to just physically hold it in his hand.
I've realized over the last month that I don't have the grip on my own reality that I thought I did. I have lived a nightmare 4 times over. I may be about to live it a 5th. And I don't deserve to ask you this. It's because of who I know that I'm even here. But I want to know if you can...
He's going to take a pause.
I just want to know if my father still lives. And I understand that that is a request. That is of very high importance, and I am willing to give back this artifact as payment for it.
And he's going to take a knee and hold up the sword to Lady Isla.
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check with advantage for me.
Remy, please.
It's a nat 20! Yes! Fuck yeah!
Oh my
Good job, man.
Oh, thank you. Roll 20.
You watch as Lady Isla, her hand comes down towards the sword. And at first, you kind of close your eyes, thinking she'll take it by the sheath. And you watch as her hand reaches the hilt, and in a single snap of her wrist, shing, you watch as the sword comes out, and she simply looks at it and flips it around. And she runs the blade down her hand and over. Do you know how this blade was forged? And she flips it over, runs her hand down it again.
I do not, milady.
By gravestones. They made the mold for the sword that they pour the steel into out of forgotten gravestones. Said to coax the spirits back into the steel to give them a place to rest. And she gently drives the sword back into the sheath in your hand. If the spirits in that sword wanted a tome, they would be in it. Carry it with you, Remus Corbeau.
He will hold out the sheath to receive the sword, I suppose.
You do. So the sword's in it now, so you have the sword. There's no need to be so formal.
Sorry, I don't know any other way to be.
He will stand up and reattach the sword to his waist.
She sits back down in place and kind of leans a leg up. Your father, a raven knight, very brave.
Remy will nod.
You look like Lawton. Well, where are my words? You look a lot like him.
I'm afraid that's where the comparisons end.
Is that what you think? Or is that what you know?
I suppose that's a fair question. I just feel like he wouldn't find himself in this situation.
Better men have. Her face kind of fades a bit and she kind of leans forward. You want to know if I can see him?
Yes, I just want to know one way or the other.
She offers up a hand to you, very slowly, wispy almost, like, and opens it slightly.
Remy will do his best, but he will extend his talon, and she will very easily be able to see that it is shaking.
She takes it, and she places her thumb over the back of your hand and closes her eyes. One second. You watch as she pulls out from her pocket a vial of holy water, and she gently pours it over both of your hands, and she is going to cast Commune.
Okay. Would Remy know what that spell does?
She can ask 3 questions of her god and get an answer. But they won't be direct answers. They will simply be vague yeses and nos.
Got it.
She speaks this incantation for a minute. And each word a whisper rolling over itself. Strange glossolalia. One second.
No, you're good.
Man, this glossolalia sounds awful lot like.
The language of the tabaxi.
No case, my papa. Pero kitty.
I don't know if we should undercut the tension, add to it. What do we do, guys?
I just hang out real quick.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm just vibing, listening to act the shit out of this thing.
Is Remy's dad alive? You decide. Vote now with your phones.
Oh, there it goes.
Who shot Mr. Burns?
There it really goes.
Yeah.
Instead of killing an evil old man, I killed a innocent old man. I was busy that night. Mr. Burns, we can't get any more.
Child, sorry. All right. So, back into the scene. It's always when ghosts are involved that the cats appear. As the holy water runs over your skin, Remy, and quickly dries, you watch as Isla looks at you and goes, "What was your father's name?"
Pandian Corbeau.
You hear her speak. Hoketh, the cycle of life and death that releases us from pain and plague, from injury and suffering, who create new life in the place of old. I beseech you now, does Pendium Corbeau still draw breath? And for a moment, you feel the air shift and move, as if something walks through you. And you watch as next to Isla, an incense, comes alight. And she turns to you. Your father lives.
What?
Strange. What would you like me to ask of Hoketh next? You have 2 more questions.
Where is he?
The answers must be yes and no.
Is he still on the continent of Alton?
Hoketh. God without form. Does Pendium Corbeau still walk the lands of Alton? You watch as another incense lights again. Yes, he does.
Then where is he? All right. Is my father still near Valithia?
Hoketh. Guider of the lost, enemy of Necrecta. Is Pendium Corbeau in Valithia or nearby it? You watch as both of the incense go dark. The answer is no. And Isla, let's go of your hand.
Lady Isla, I cannot thank you enough.
I wish to try something.
Anything.
Because she has it, she can try it. One sec.
Yeah, but does she have a silvered mirror worth 10,000 gold?
Shut up, Connor. Don't do this to me.
Okay. If she rolls a percentile dice below 15, she's going to use Divine Intervention.
Oh,
Holy
jeez, that's
shit.
huge.
Damn.
That is.
What is
that
this again?
is-
Sorry.
That is.
Divine Intervention.
Wait a minute.
Oh God. Oh, be
Oh,
kind.
Let her talk.
I thought you was a paladin.
Oh.
She's a multi-class.
Oh.
Holy fuck.
Damn.
Actually, no, so this is going to be below...
Oh God, please.
Hold on.
It's cleric level.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is going to be below 10, sorry. Oh my god.
Is that a good or a bad? Oh my God.
Take a picture.
5.
Whoa.
Damn.
Hold on, I'm taking a picture.
I can't.
Put that on.
Yeah,
put that
dude.
onto interwebs.
Hell yeah.
What?
Oh Jesus.
What do you mean capturing meaningful moments? Don't capture meaningful moments. Stop. What is this? Stop.
I mean, yes, but
It's-
like.
it's,
No.
only,
It
is a
it's only
meaningful
Remy getting reunited with his father. That's not a meaningful moment.
I mean, fair. Fucking damn
How
it.
do I delete this? What the fuck is
He's
this?
not even a main character.
Okay. Milking a cow.
Jesus
This is
Christ.
brought to you by Die Hard Dice.
Sorry, it did like a single. It did a single take thing, so it's like, I don't know what that was.
I wasn't actually serious. Go ahead.
There, got it. Fucking hell.
Tweet that shit. Right now.
Okay.
God damn it. All right. Sorry, 1 second. God damn it. I can't computer.
Oh,
Post it.
computer.
We're doing it live,
I was
people.
about to say, help.
We're
We
doing
are.
it live, yeah.
While we're doing this probate, thank you for the 10,000 bits. Relaxation and revelation for a title.
Yeah, man. I'm pretty relaxed right now.
One of us is.
Okay,
Oh, jeez.
so. She's specifically asking what's happened to your father, is what she's asking.
Here we go.
So basically, what this means is that she gains the benefit of a really good spell, is how I treat this. You don't automatically just have something happen. So for this, she's going to successfully get a scrying spell on your father.
Oh my god.
You watch as her eyes close and she disappears for a time. Like mentally, she's gone for a second.
Mhm.
You watch as she blinks twice and turns towards you. Your father wears no regalia of the Raven Knights. She kind of leans back. I believe your father might have lost his memory.
What? But do you know where he is?
The vision that Hoketh has bestowed me did not declare his location. It simply showed me your father.
So he lives.
But is
He's-
lost.
He's lost, but he's in Alton, but he's not in Valithia. I have to tell my mother she can try to find him.
Hmm. Isla just looks at you.
Truth be told, I was ready for him to be dead.
Truth be told, so was I. No offense. She kind of shrugs.
None taken. Oh, I look like a mess.
I didn't even know birds could cry.
What? No, I'm not. I should go. Thank you, Lady Isla. I don't have words. If there is any way I can repay your kindness,
There is a way.
name it.
In the sewers, there was a woman, a kobold, black in scale color, named Mel. I have come to understand that this one may have robbed me. If you could, in your ventures, perhaps see where this one resided. Any evidence of her movements would be much appreciated.
It shall be
And
done.
And do not thank me, Remus Corbeau. Thank Hoketh.
Of course. Praise be to Hoketh.
Remy is.
Also,
Ooh.
tell Panic Grimtongue my father says hello.
Of course, milady.
From what I've heard, they've come to know each other.
Your father and Panic? I'm afraid I don't follow.
No one ever does.
Look.
I assume he'll know what it means.
Also, one last little favor. For fun.
Of course.
Tell Soliandrus my offer still stands. And she gives you a smile.
Of course, Lady Isla.
Remy is going to take a very, very deep bow, and he is going to exit the temple.
You see Solly sitting on the steps, kind of waiting idly.
If she turns to look at him, she will see his eyes are wide as he's wiping underneath them.
Remy! And you watch as she stands up immediately and rushes over to you.
Solly,
Are you okay?
he's alive.
Your father's alive?
He's alive.
Oh, she hugs you. She gives you a big hug.
Remy is gonna squeeze the hell out of her.
Is he safe? Is he okay?
He seems confused and lost, but he's in Alton, but not near Valithia.
That's a far way away.
Yes, I was going to tell my mother. She has the ability to move quicker than I can.
She got it. You watch Asali, looks really sad. You're not going to leave, are you?
Not right now. I have things to do here.
You can see a little bit of relief on her face.
I gave you my word I would protect this city. Until I know it is safe, my sword is yours.
Thank you. I'd hate to keep you. Kind of fidgets. I don't know what it's like to have a father. Well, I kind of do, but like one that loves you.
Remy's gonna hug her again.
Oh, sorry. She kind of pats the back of your neck a little bit and ruffles the feathers.
I'm sure your father is or would be very proud of you.
Oh, at least Solar's not yelling at me anymore.
Oh, right. Sorry.
One of 2 or 3, if you can't rake his Cade.
Right, let's maybe not bring him up. It's good times right now.
No, I'm very happy for you. Greckles will be happy too. Sorry. Panic? Around this time, she's probably in the middle crafting district, dropping off reliquaries and artifacts. A Panic just messaged me. Sorry.
Thank you.
I assume he's looking for someone.
Probably Helena.
Probably.
This is going to go great.
Silly me, I tried to... I should... I don't know. Maybe I should speak with him about that. I hope it goes well. He deserves to be happy.
She kind of stroked her chin. I don't know about... Well, none of my business. None of my business.
Oh, speak your mind. It's between us.
I don't know. Helena's very, it's so, I almost wish we could trade places, you know?
Why is that?
Oh, not that Panic is very handsome, but he's not really my type, but...
No, I know, but
I mean,
why do you envy Helena's situation?
Well, she's got only one boy after her. Then again, Helena had 3 boys after her. I'm sure she probably would explode.
True. But whether you figured out something for all of them, one of them, or none of them, I just want you to know I'm always here if you need to talk. I know it might seem strange because I answer to Brock and I am friends with Greckles, but...
You don't answer to Brock, though. I thought you answered to Master Balfour.
Well, you know what I mean. The council, Balfour and Brock...
Hey, I'm the council now, too.
That is true, and that is why I am not leaving. I do not have your permission.
Well, Remus Corbeau, by the order of Saliandris, relax and take some time off. Maybe visit your friends. The Griffin Riders, they've really been excelling, and they've become a very significant force in Alivast.
I do need to check in with them. In fact, I was going to meet up with Task with them, too. I should see my family, and then, yes, Griffin Riders. Sully, I can't thank you enough.
Of course.
Thank you. And if you ever need anything, let me know.
Certainly.
All right. All right, off to see Mother. I have good news for once. Goodbye, Sully!
Bye, Remus! Always a pleasure. And you watch as she walks away. And that is where we're going to end the session for tonight.
Woo!
What a way to
That
end
was
it.
awesome.
Hell yeah.
That was great.
Bye, Austin.
Bye, Austin.
Bye, Austin. Oh boy, Bosco. How long have I been sitting on that one?
I mean, it's a good question. I feel like you probably wrote it yesterday.
Remus Corbeau is still alive.
I know. By the way, real quick, above game, because I realized I brain farted, Remy would have given the offer to Sully, or he will in the future, that the Lady Isla wanted him to give.
You're gonna be part of that woman's schemes.
Also, I love how you
Guys.
said in the mail.
Zeus showed up.
Zeus did show up.
You know how you messaged me and you're just like, oh my god, it's episode 169 on like 69, and I'm like,
Yeah,
panic burst up. Zeus will be there. Depending
one
on
of
how
the-
that went, Zeus would have either approached or not, and it went very poorly, and I'm very sorry for you.
Yeah.
He literally, I rolled his perception check to see if he would catch the both of you.
Anyway.
He rolled- Yeah, okay, sorry.
It happens.
Gaijin Goomba, where can they find you?
Oh, starting with me. You find me at twitch.tv/Gaijin Goomba. This weekend, we will be playing the remastering of all them Ninja Gaiden games for Xbox because they're finally coming out on other systems. Finally.
Now these are the infamous Xbox games that were insufferably hard to play, correct?
Yeah, I don't know if they're balancing anything, but I do know it's like the first one, Sigma, and then there was another one in there, but I've never
Black.
played them.
Black.
But I've never played them, and I feel like that it is time that I finally do so. I will probably be doing a Witch Ninja over them with the help of the Japan Ninja Council, because they contacted me talking about their Kickstarter, talking about this online ninja course that they're trying to put together. You do get certificates for it, but really it's just to, keep the knowledge alive and all that. So there's that. I have not one, but two more Resident Evil Village videos on the way. The next one, which will be over Salvatore Moreau, the Gross Fishman, and how he's actually more of a cop than anything. That'll hopefully be coming out this weekend. Then there's Donna, and I'll get to that. But the last thing that I'm really working on, I don't know when I'm going to get it out, but I am putting together a video talking about the actual historical origins of Catgirls. And it goes back way further than y'all may realize, and for very, very different reasons. So be on the lookout for that. I'm so far behind in video uploads, so I'm just going to be working on that. So hopefully see everyone this weekend, Saturday, Sunday at 7 p.m. U.S. Central. Monty, what are you doing?
I'm rolling my percentile dice to see if I would roll under 10 again, and I did. I rolled a 7.
I can't believe
Damn.
you rolled a 5.
You can get these kind of rolls over at dieharddice.com.
Dieharddice.com?
Yeah. But it's not time yet.
Okay, I'm sorry. You said Die Hard Dice, and I just had to go.
It's not
I see. We've Pavloved you.
Yeah.
Anyway, Zito, where can they find you?
Find me over at twitch.tv/Zito. CZ Backlash on Twitter, and the Everington Almanac on Patreon. Streaming wise, Binding of Isaac, modded edition, where the chat taketh and the chat giveth, as they deem fit. As for other games, Knockout City, I'll be playing tomorrow with the TFS gang. There's not a lot of games I can talk about what's coming up ahead, because I'm under embargo for actually showing off some of the new games that are coming out soon. But I will say one of them that I am playing, I actually invested money into their Kickstarter, and I made an NPC, so that'll be fun to find. Beyond that, Aloysius' Guide to Social Acceptance, a book that lets you play one of possibly over 75 playable race options, with a couple of extra things thrown into it, is near completion. The last thing that really needs to get done now is just some more lore bulk, 2 pieces of artwork, and then an editing pass, and that motherfucker's out for, I at least hope, by the middle of this month. If not the latest, the end of this month. 6 months of my life have been poured into this. I can't fucking wait for it to be done, because I just found out there's way more content I can make for a second one if it does good. It'll be on DM's Guild if it does. It'll be on DM's Guild, so you'll find it there.
Interesting. Tag ahead of 1-1. Where can they find you?
Twitch.tv/Takahata101. Playing Yakuza Like a Dragon tomorrow, where I play as Ichiban #1. And it's a lot of fun. And I'm going to be playing D&D this Friday in the early morning, but 11 a.m.-ish, because we got the final episode of Lost at Sea this week.
Holy shit.
Yeah, myself and Ed, we have a pickup session this Friday, so that'll be leading into the bar being open. So it's going to be a fun day Friday, to say the least. And I believe a good friend, Colonel Cheryl, will be debuting her new model that night, too. So that'll be exciting night.
Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm. And that is it from moi.
Edward Bosco, where could they find you?
You could find me on twitch.tv/Edward Bosco and at Ed Bosco VA on both Twitter and Instagram. And rather than plug anything, I just want to fucking say thank you to Monty because that was fucking amazing. That was great. So thank you.
Yeah. Some pretty great roleplay tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Connor,
Honestly,
your
like,
scene was unbelievable. Like I was mesmerized. It was so good.
We had 3 really great moments between.
Yeah,
the
and I love that Borky scene was like the perfect like change of pace in the middle of those two.
Well,
Those two were heavy, and Borky was the perfect like. All right, let's take a breath.
palate cleanser.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's like I when you said there were orcs there, I'm like, oh man, are there going to be orcs connected to the other tribe? Oh man, this is gonna be fun. Yeah. I was super jazzed.
I was rolling for it when you guys were in the elemental plane of like I literally had it where every single character and group were doing shit. And like the orcs legitimately were like looking for you at one point, and then they were like asking around. So they went to the Sweet Dragon, and Helga like was getting fucking pissed off at them because they were just being loud and kind of obnoxious. And
They're
she's
wild
leaving-
orcs. It reminds her of home.
Yeah, so she sent them to your cheesery to just get rid of them, and then they showed up there. All the dwarves were
Holy
there,
shit.
and the dwarves were like, "Oh, this is his property," and they were like, "This is shit. We're fixing it." And they've literally spent
actually-
like the entire month away, like doing exactly what the dwarves were gonna do. So
I just love the idea of them like, all right, now there's some good spikes here, but could there be more? Mm-hmm, there could be, yeah. Oh my god, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
And Monty Glue.
we're gonna need a title. Oh my god. Hi, you can find me at Monty Glue on Twitter. You can find me at twitch.tv/Monty Glue. Tomorrow, I don't know. I'll figure something out. Maybe we'll work on I have no idea. I honestly don't know what I'm gonna stream tomorrow. I haven't prepared because I've been cleaning my house like crazy. Maybe like Stardew Valley or Pokemon or something chill and relaxing. Just kind of ease up this week. And then Sunday, speaking of the opposite of easing up, we're going back into Resident Evil. Last session was extremely traumatizing, but we're going into it, and apparently, as Gaijin has said many times, it gets way more interesting, silly. I don't know. We'll find out. The Duke is my new best friend, and I am actually really enjoying the game. The game looks stunning. The game sounds, looks, and feels amazing to play. Still prefer the 3D, sorry, 3D. The third person camera.
3-person camera.
Yeah, third person
Third
camera.
person.
And I do like my boy Leon Kennedy, or my eight wisdom stat boy. But
Oh no! Hey! Your small time is a great comeback.
Yeah, no. So definitely check that out. Definitely keep on my Twitter and also my Discord that I've been trying to be a bit more involved with. I actually gave away some codes. I had a free copy of Icefire Peak that I gave away. So keep your eyes on it. Thumbs up.
Woohoo! All right, and as always, you can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube.com/DistortionDevil. I stream Tuesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, playing some tabletop games with my buddies, Hey Mr. Rabbit and Count Widget, and sometimes Probate joins in as well.
Hell yeah!
This Friday we're playing Guilty Gear Strive, pretty much all day. That's gonna be a very interesting stream right there.
That's what we call pulling an Octopimp.
It's true.
Here, hold this dragon installed.
Got them on it. Saturday is Yakuza. We're starting Yakuza 4 Remastered, and I have never at all played this game before, so this is going to be an entirely new experience for me. So, be sure to check that out. Loving the series so far. I can't believe I'm already like more than halfway through the series. It's nuts. And I've still got so many more spin-offs to get through as well. It's gonna be insane. But Sunday, I am playing more Biomutant with my stream mascot Judas as my little Biomutant. He's my goat boy, and he is running through the world. He's mourning his Mima and his Poopus, or whatever they're called. And he's absolutely shanking the shit out of some people. and that's going to be a lot of fun. Be sure to check out Dead House Sonata, action RPG where you can play as the dead to fight the living. I do some stuff. I help them out, obviously. It's almost time. Guys, like, it's around the corner. Dead House Sonata is finally actually being a thing.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I hope you're ready to play as the dead to fight the living, Chad, is what I'm saying. And they're coming out with new Founders Packs, too, so be sure to click that link, purchase yourself a Founders Pack now, so you can get early access soon. Other than that, check out my DM's Guild, where I have a bunch of 5th edition subclasses, including the Augmentation Specialist Artificer, coming out sometime this month. All I need is the art for it, and then it'll be out. So it should be fairly soon here. But, other than that, I'd like to thank our wonderful sponsor for this evening, A Die Hard Dice.
There it is.
You get a twofer. You get
That's
a
the
twofer
effort.
this time.
Twofer, baby. That's effort.
That's right. Die Hard Dice has gay dice.
Wow! Incredible!
It's 33% off. It's $7 to get a whole set of gay dice. If you don't got your gay dice,
Connor, are you being straight with me right now?
no.
Fuck.
Well, sort of. like halfway, but like half kind of the other way. Bisexual is what I'm saying.
Yes.
Anyway, Die Hard Dice has a huge selection of both polymer and metal dice, carrying cases, dice towers, dice trays, all sorts of things you could possibly want. They got a whole bunch of sales during Pride Month. Pick yourself up some dice. DieHardDice.com. And what's that? Greckles? He's coming in to sneak attack some of these dice? And deals?
With deals this good, you don't even have to roll sleight of hand.
That's right! Put in the coupon code Greckles at dieharddice.com to get 10% off your order at dieharddice.com.
I would have accepted also it deals critical damage to these sales.
I'll do that next week if I can remember.
No, it's too late. I already did it for you. You're fucked. You can't do that. That's my joke. I'll kill you.
People forget.
I'll kill you.
I'll kill
Whoa.
you too, buddy. I'll kill you.
Well, hang on. Let's be civil here.
Whoa.
Monty, please roll for my attack on Zito.
All right.
Just like dex saving throw. I'm gonna use my
16.
Die Hard dice
wow.
to get a dex saving throw. Oh, check it out. A natural 20.
The trick.
Wow, I totally believe this.
Yeah.
Yes. Why would I lie? Why would someone on the internet tell lies?
Only you can get every natural 20 ever with Die Hard Dice.
Exactly.
Disclaimer, Die Hard Dice do not roll natural 20s every single time.
And with that, it's time to read off some bits and subs. Bosco, do you remember where we led off?
Probate dropped a 10,000 episode title, so yeah. if you want to start there.
Jeez. Is that it? All right. Well, Probate, thank you for the 10,000 bits.
10,000!
Episode title, Relaxation and Revelation. Yes, because it was a very relaxing episode.
That's sarcasm.
Alk27, thank you for the... What the fuck is your name? Thank you for 11 months.
She just gave up on it halfway through.
No, I'm sorry. It really caught my eye. It's Alk27, Alk27.
Alk27,
That's the name.
The name that broke the kayfabe.
You've been subscribed for 11 months. How did I not notice you?
Because you're a terrible host. Also, because
Fair
you have been
enough.
doing the bits for 11 months.
I feel like I've been doing it for a couple of months. Anyway,
Couple of months, but who knows?
Remy into main character?
Let's not go down this road. Let's just enjoy a nice night.
You
of
decide.
D&D.
Vote on your phones right now. Gauze21, thank you for the 100 bits. Remy is a main character now, Bosco. Don't
All right,
deny it.
guys, let's not. It's been a great night. Let's just not go down this road.
Ooh, Snake Eyes, thank you for the 1,000 bits. You know, if this Hunt Down Mel arc does happen, it could be a good way to bring Digsby back into the fold. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
It's true, though.
It's true.
Gauze21, thank you for the 200 bits. So now we get to the Mel quest. It only took us 3 years. By the way, this is not equivalent. This is not the equivalent of I got done doing the main quest, level 100, and now I do the side quests. No.
Well, I didn't
We're level
Skyrim
11.
the quest.
I was gonna say, God only knows how strong she is now.
I did all the side quests.
Be right back.
Yeah.
Have a good back. Cosmosis45, thank you for the 100 bits. Standing ovation to you, Bosco. You knocked it out of the park, dude.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Burnout Vaughn, thank you for the 1,000 bits. Hey, Bosco. Remember when you told us you weren't getting an arc? Yeah, funny about that.
You don't want burnout? Shut your fucking mouth.
Dang it, Burnout Vaughn.
I got information, not an arc.
There you go. I could just
Lead
teleport to where
Adventures.
he is, greater restoration, then come back. Hey, Remy, I fixed her dad.
I fixed your dad.
Dimension Door has a range, though. You couldn't do that.
Well, no, I have teleport.
Oh,
It's like, yep, here's your problem. Little leak on the beak. Just
Yeah,
adjust
there's
that.
a
little
problem.
leak on the beak. Let me guess. Whack. I got the
I-
mightiest touch.
I show up, I greater restoration Remy's dad. I'll be like, hey, you got change? Because I don't have any more jade chalk.
Look,
I
had just
didn't
enough
think
to
this
get
through.
here, but not enough to
and
get
I-
back. Could you
Yeah,
possibly?
I didn't think this through, and I can't get us back. Do you think you can maybe pull some strings for us? Anyway, where was I?
I don't
Zen
fucking
Lita, thank
know.
you for the 500 bits. God damn it, Bosco. Must you be so good at what you do?
I have to be
That
good at
seems
listen, man. I have to be
spectacular.
good at something.
That's how he makes money.
Yeah,
Fair
trust me, I'm
enough.
not good at anything else, so you're fine.
You're good at being a friend.
Oh, fuck you guys, and I hate you.
I hate you too, buddy.
Oh.
Pull some fuck you
Mustard
too,
bun.
lad.
Thank you for the 10 bits. How does it feel to be a main character, Remy?
All right, we need to stop with this.
Burnout Vaughn, thank you for getting a tier 1 sub to Travis A. Carey. Apollyon, thank you for the 15,000 bits. Oh my god. Thank you all for the great stream. Unfortunately, from this point forward, I'll have to catch the VODs. But thank you all
Aw,
for making my
we'll miss
birthday
you.
all the better. We'll miss you, Apollyon. Thank you so
Happy
much for
birthday.
the 15,000 bits. Holy shit again.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
birthday.
Hydrolure plays. Thank you for the 100 bits. How does it feel to have an arc, Bosco?
Okay,
I'm not gonna
look,
say I told you
guys.
so, but I told you so.
Guys, I got information, but Remy's staying in Alivast.
We could hire mercenaries.
Oh, Jesus.
Mm.
That's not... All right, we're not doing this right now.
We could get what was the other group? The you paid them. What's
The Mercs?
The Mercs.
Who cares?
Hey, I
Apollyon,
like
think
the
of
Mercs. Fuck you, Connor.
I like the Mercs too, actually. I listened to them. I made a point to listen to their second story when I was in Minnesota last time.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You mean our second story? I was there too. Fuck.
Yeah. You know, it's around that time, actually. Anyway,
I hear you were a
Zelda-
main character.
thank you for the
No.
100 bits. Episode title, Emotional Fondue. River Rat, thank you for the bit. Episode title, That's Life. That's Life.
People say.
We get DMCA. Magic Ninja Go, thank you for the 100 bits. So as I was saying, in regard to those peppers, I've tried the Shima Togarashi rice crackers and peanuts from the latest Boksu box,
Oh,
and they
wow.
actually got
Whoa.
some spice to them. They
yeah.
got a good slow burn.
You got to be careful. That stuff, I wasn't BSing you. It is authentic, and Japan can get kind of spicy with its snacks. I am
However,
so glad
despite-
people are enjoying that.
However, despite the Okinawan peppers, by the way, I was planning on getting some myself actually. However, despite the Okinawan peppers that are used to being known for its strong heat, according to the booklet, I have been unable to find the Scoville rating for them.
Yeah,
I'm
'cause
sure
all
you could find. I'm sure you could find it online at some point. Zan Wind, thank you for the 35 bits. Episode title suggestion: Nice. Non-stop investigating connections everywhere.
Okay,
pretty
that's not
good.
bad.
Rexasar, thank you for the 100
You
bits.
actually roll well
Oh.
on investigation checks.
So, Altanarch? Fantastic Callum,
no.
thank you for the 100 bits. I try not to freak out so much, but holy shit, Remy's dad is alive. I'm so happy for him. Also, yay, Remy arc. Even though it's probably going to be a post-game arc. I'm excited. Remy's cool, and I cried.
Aw, thank you. We can all
Yeah.
cry together.
Kali Bard, thank you for the 100 bits. I, for one, am all on the Mercs kidnapping Remy's amnesiac father. Moscow, you're here forever.
How did we go from I could teleport him to let's just kidnap him? Jesus, that escalated fast.
You just see the fucking mercs come in, bonk him on the head, put him in a sack. Just we weren't here, folks.
Hey,
We
hey,
weren't
wait,
here.
Remy, this is what you wanted, right? We got your old man in the sack. Wait, I worded that wrong.
Or did I?
Or did I?
God.
Pie Rounded, thank you for the 5 bits. I don't know if this came through earlier, but I don't think there's going to be any nitpicks today. So if you could level up again, so I have something to talk about, that'd be great. I don't know, Monty, can you give that to us?
All right, Monty, I'm gonna
we
multi-class
can still
into
level 12.
sorcerer now, make this hard for you.
What happened? Wait, what
I'm back.
happened?
I'm back too. I need to be up to date.
So Pie, the guy who normally does the-
Pie Rounded,
Yeah.
is asking us if we can level up again, so he has something to talk about.
Oh, how
Because
about
there's no nitpicks. We didn't screw anything up.
How about you go ahead, all right, and you go and you calculate how many times the chat screamed no in today's episode,
There you go.
I feel like they would do that. I feel like they're a numbers.
or better yet, oh, with a question mark.
Oh.
Oh. Apollyon, thank you for the 5,000 bits. Last bit drop.
Wow.
We get a Remy arc.
Whoa.
Sorry. Who's close to the mic?
Wow.
Wow. Wow. I know. I just leaned into the mic. Sorry.
Well,
Wow! Incredible!
Yeah,
Wow,
that energy.
incredible.
I can't believe
I hit the random button on my voice mod.
You're not
That
supposed
was
to
the
use
guy
that,
from
Connor.
Bill Nye the Science
oh.
Guy.
Connor, you're breaking
Last
the rules.
one. What the? It's not even the fucking show.
I mean,
And
we're
let me
still
have
live.
something.
Connor.
I think Connor died.
Oh my God, Connor's like, you know what?
He
I don't
smashed
wanna
his
take-
keyboard and broke his microphone. Oh no!
He
just
actually
said,
did, though.
"Uh-oh." I think he actually broke his microphone.
Good.
He
Oh my
actually
God.
did.
Good.
Oh no!
He
Hang on,
said
he's
uh
trying
oh
to
in the
fix it.
general.
Uh-oh.
We're gonna
All right, you got it back.
Oh,
You're
there he is,
good.
there he is.
No.
So, Connor, what have we learned?
The
Listen
violence
to the
isn't
robot.
always
Thank
the
you so much
answer.
for the 100 bits. Glad to hear the bird dad is alive. I got
True.
you, Connor.
Thank you.
We got to find somebody to raid
I
now while
appreciate it.
Connor corrects himself. Stop it.
Oh.
I
I have a recommendation if we need somebody, but Monty, do you have anybody you want to raid?
I have one person,
Okay.
my
Who is
friend
that?
Gaius, who actually helped me clean my house
Okay.
recently.
Oh yeah.
He's playing Necromunda hired gun.
Oh
only has-
damn! That.
Oh,
He only has 4 viewers. As
Oh,
well.
go for it. Go
Let's
for it.
destroy
raid
him.
him. Let's raid
Do it.
him.
All right, let's raid
What's
Gaius.
the raid
Dismissed
message
with his
gonna be?
single-digit numbers.
No, hold on. He's playing Necromunda hired gun though, guys.
Yeah, it's
What?
Doom Light.
I know. That's what everyone says. It sure is.
But it's super fun.
That's the thing. It
He
they
got
got the
he
aesthetic.
got a heavy bolt. No, not a heavy bolt. He got a bolter gun and fired it, and immediately had to take a break because it sounded amazing. For the Emperor should be good. I think For the Emperor is fun.
For the
Yeah,
Emperor.
for the
Lord.
Emperor.
I am excited. Dark Tide. I'm just sitting here waiting for Dark
All
Tide.
right.
Oh
Have a good night,
yeah.
everyone.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
We'll see you Saturday for Gateway Q&A.
Woo!